This program is produced and broadcast with the permission of and authorization from the Plano Independent School District. It is under the direction of and is copywritten by Sports Sounds Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, including any or all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Sports Sounds Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Sports Sounds Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com. This is a Sports Sounds Radio presentation. This program is produced.
Rodenbach.
All right, the beauty of live radio. We get to try one more time, and if you haven't tuned in the last 20 seconds, you'll think we get it right the first time. We're here tonight at Kimbrough Stadium to witness the first district ball game between the Plano East Panthers and the Flower Mound Jaguars, right? It's going to be a real cat fight. I'm sorry, that's cliche, but I had to use it. But we do have something special going on tonight, and we're going to take a few minutes to talk about that in just 1 second. And we'll let my buddy Rick Folletti bring that news to you. But we're here with Rick,
Hello.
Jeff Rushing, our stats guy.
Good to be here.
And color commentator. And my name is Opie Otten. We are thrilled to bring you this ball game on September the 12th, where it is a cool 64 degrees. Wind gusts out of the north at up to 19 miles an hour, but it looks to be a steady breeze. Shouldn't affect anything. And we're so happy that you've tuned in to Champion Sports Radio.
Good.
So stay with us. We'll be back with a little pregame. We're going to give you a first taste of our sponsors right after this, and then we'll come back and let Rick Folletti talk about what a special night that we've got going on here at Kimbrough Stadium for Plano East. We'll be back right after this.
Located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Football is my life. I wanna lose control.
All right, folks, we're back here to the game between Plano East Panthers and the Flower Mound Jaguars. Tonight's broadcast, it's a very special broadcast. There is a lot going on here at Kimbrough Stadium tonight, and we are honoring a a current Plano East Panther who will always be a Plano East Panther. Tonight's game is very special because Plano East will be honoring Zachary Schraw, who is a Plano East Panther who in 2009 collapsed on the field and unfortunately died suddenly. So Coach Mack will be presenting Zachary's mom, Karen Schraw, with a $1,500 donation to the Living for Zachary Foundation from the Plano East Football Booster Club in honor of Zach Schraw. So we've got a little piece here that we wanted to read, and this is in honor of Zachary Schraw. So Living for Zachary was founded in honor of Zachary Schraw, a Plano East varsity football player who was only 16 years old when he unfortunately collapsed during a high school football practice on August 2nd of 2009. There was no warning, no signs. After Zachary's death, Living for Zachary, a 501c3 nonprofit organization, was established by his family to raise awareness of undiagnosed heart issues in teens. Living for Zachary is dedicated to raising awareness of sudden cardiac arrest in youth and saving lives through community education and awareness events, promoting youth heart screenings, awarding student scholarships, and donating automated external defibrillators, or AEDs, to youth-based organizations. Since its inception, Living for Zachary has donated over 100 automated external defibrillators to school and youth-based organizations and awarded an amazing $63,000 in scholarships to Collin County High School seniors. Over 3,000 youth have had the Living for Zachary heart screening. Living for Zachary's next event is the Heart Beats Run, which will be Saturday, October 25th at Oak Point Park in Plano. Registration is available online and will begin at 7 a.m. on race day, and the race will begin at 8:15 shortly thereafter registration. So please turn out to support the Heartbeats Run on Saturday, October 25th. If you would like to support Zachary Schraw and to donate to the Living for Zachary Foundation, please go to www.livingforzachary.org. Once again, that's www.livingforzachary.org. That's really powerful stuff that we have here tonight, Opie.
It is. Thank you for letting our listeners be aware of that. They're actually having a readout tonight at Plano East in honor of Zachary. And I will tell you this, not to demean any other charitable organization that you would ever want to give to. If you feel that charitable, please give to any and all organizations that you feel worthy. I will say this, especially on the heels of the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, the number one killer in the United States is still heart disease. It's just it's not as glamorous and doesn't get as much excitement. But at the end of the day, that affects more Americans than cancer or ALS or diabetes or any other disease that you want to talk about in terms of its terminal effects.
It hits really close to me because my dad unfortunately died of heart disease when I was 8 months old. Never got to meet my father. You know, I don't want to go too emotional, but it is a very personal matter to me, and I do encourage all of you, if you have a chance, please go to the www.livingforzachary.org. You never know when you might make a difference in a young person's life.
No, absolutely. You never know when you make a difference in my life. I'm going to tell you what, the elevator's out here at Kimbrough, and I thought for a second I needed a defibrillator when I had to come up these stairs. And I felt much more comfortable with the fact there were a lot of people that knew a little bit about heart disease around us today. And I'm not making light of it. I'm just telling you the truth. It's a long haul for a guy like me. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back with Coach McCullough's interview. We'll do that right after this. You're listening to Champion Sports Radio, brought to you by Sports Sounds of America. Stay with us. Plenty of action to come.
You'll see projections for the next quarter are.
He shoots, he scores, 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
All right, little average white band. There you go. Pick up the pieces. Back from the air before these two yahoos were born, and I was just getting my groove on.
Wait, getting your what on?
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Hey, folks, I had a chance to sit down with Coach McCullough this week in the first district ball game that we have. It is a 9-team district, so it's a long district season. Preseason is out of the way, and we're going to get started. And I know that we'll be talking enough tonight, and the important thing is we want to hear what Coach McCullough has to say about his first district ball game. So, Rick, why don't you let us in on it?
Very proud of them, proud of their effort. You know, it's part of what we talk about, finishing. Once again, it's indicative of a young team, and I know I continue to say that, but their effort has been spectacular. Being down 42-28 with 3 minutes and 25 seconds to go, our kids didn't quit, didn't give up. Going against a playoff team once again. Spectacular quarterback, guy that's already committed to CFU, and they make a lot of defenses look bad with that offense. And I felt really good about our production. I felt good about our we improved. We improved from week one. Did better in the passing game. Like I had stated, you know, we had open receivers, we had some drops, we had some overthrows. Thought we did a better job in the passing game and moving the chains. You know, other than the one turnover right before the first half, we really had the perfect drive going of what I was talking about last week about keeping their offense off the field, you know, ball control. Right. We had almost taken 7.5 minutes off the clock, looking at going into halftime with the lead, knowing that we were going to get the ball the second half. You know, it's just one of those things that happen. Jaquan Douglas, our running back, who had 230 yards off 32 carries, spectacular effort. Thought he did a great job. Up front, you know, that don't happen unless you got something going on up front. Right. And I really believe the identity of our football team offensively is starting up front with our offensive line. And we've played a lot of people. We've played 2 different groups on the offensive line. And I think we're steadily getting better. We're starting to get where we need to be, and it starts with that offensive line.
Well, I thought one of the things that impressed me with your offense was just the physicality. I mean, Jaquan ran extremely hard. Like you said, you can't do that unless your linemen are taking care of business up front. But it also looked like your receivers out on the edge were just much better and more physical than Jesuit secondary.
Well, you know, and that was one of the things that we looked at going in, and they had changed some things from when they played Bowie the week before and how they played us. And we still did a great job of blocking them on the perimeter. I truly believe that, you know, every one of our receivers that were out there the other night are juniors or sophomores. First catch made by Cameron Moore, number 14, or slot. He's a sophomore. Zadok Wilson, number 21, the slot. He's a junior. And then Audio Matosha. You know, you will have trouble finding another receiver in the area, much less the state, which is physically gifted and talented as Audie.
Did he have 6 catches?
He had 6 catches for 127 yards. Great job blocking on the perimeter. You know, anytime you can run the ball, yes, you got to be good up front, but usually your receivers are doing some good blocking downfield too. And Audie did a great job of that, and, you know, he's a junior. So we feel really good about our receivers and the progress we're making. Thought both of our quarterbacks played good. It's hard to make a decision on the quarterbacks right now because they really are equal.
You know, they look on the field that way. I think sometimes the statistics get skewered in Miklo Small's favor a little bit. But when you watch them on the field, it's hard to tell whether they're number 1 or number 10. Yeah. They both seem to move it pretty efficiently.
They do. They're both doing a great job. And I tell you, a 9-team district, as competitive as this district is, I believe you got to have 2 quarterbacks. We want to make a choice. There hasn't been a clear-cut winner yet, and so we haven't. We're going to go another week, and we're going to see how it goes. If in the process of this game somebody steps up and is moving the offense better than the other, we'll go with them.
Let's talk about this game. You got Flower Mound coming. It's your first home game.
Yes.
Now, you share a stadium with the other Plano schools, but at least this is familiar to all of your kids who may not have a lot of varsity experience. It's a home game.
Yes, sir.
Do you think that'll change the way they feel about going into the game at all?
No, I think they're excited about it. They're excited about playing in a home game, our stadium, living for Zachary game, which is a player of the year. I went to school with his mom, and it's a great cause. Remembering a young man that passed away from, sudden heart attack.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So, we're going to be wearing some red come Friday night in honor of Zach Schraw. And just to make people aware of, that they can get tested, and a lot of great things are going on. But that's one of the things that we got going on. We have band and drill team cluster night, from McMillan and Williams and all of our feeder schools, so a lot of excitement. Had a lot of people, a lot of alumni, a lot of past players that have been calling me and contacting me wanting to come to the game. I've had contacts from principals and all across the district that are excited about coming to see what the Panthers are all about.
So it's a big night then.
It is. Can't wait for the opportunity to play again.
Any injuries? Anybody nicked up a little bit that you want to share?
Well, it'll be one of those things. We had a little injury the other day in practice to Jaquan Douglas, starting running back, and he has a little banged up shoulder.
Right.
Shouldn't be something that keeps him out a long period. That's why we're holding him out. He won't play in this game, but he should be ready to go the next week. We got Christian Buchanan. He's been playing our H-back. He's going to play some at the running back, start at the running back.
Okay.
Deontay Powell, number 7, who's also another running back. He is.
And he got a few carries last week.
He got a few carries last week, and he's a junior and very fast. Both those guys are juniors. And then off our JV, we just moved up a young man who is a freshman named Trey Hunter, and he'll be wearing number 3 this week. And Trey is going to be an outstanding running back. And we moved him up this week, just extra firepower. See what we got. He's done a great job in practice. Both of our freshmen backs, Jonathan Metters and Trey, have both done a great job. We see them as the future backs here on the east side of town, and we went with Trey this week, moving him up to get him some extra carries until we get Jaquan done.
Super. Sounds like you're ready.
We're excited. We're excited about the opportunity to play. Feel good about our kids. I love our week of practice. Our preparation has been excellent. Kids are upbeat, and they understand that it's a process, and that every time we go out, every time we practice, that we have to get better, and that's what we're doing. I tell the kids all the time, I'm not discouraged, I'm encouraged. And just the opportunity to play football, that we're blessed, and to represent Plano East and our administration, our staff, having the teachers in the locker room Friday night, recognizing them and the job that they do and how important they are to our system. The teachers are the backbone of our program, and we're going to recognize them, having them in the locker room Friday night, because they are very important to us.
There are a lot of reasons to come out, not the least of which is it's a district ball game and it's ready to go. Coach, we're looking forward to it. We'll see you and the Panthers on Friday night.
Thank you. Looking forward to it.
Okay, that's Coach Joy McCullough. And, folks, if you can't hear the passion in his voice, then there's something wrong with you. We do have a lot going on tonight. We have the feeder schools at Plano ISD bringing their cheerleading squads out. And I'm not sure that I've ever seen that many cheerleaders on the field at once. Jeff, have you?
There's a lot of them, that's for sure.
I mean, it's Oklahoma math, but I'm counting at least 50. That may be more than they have players.
It's a lot of feeder schools.
It is. So we've got teachers in the locker room. We've got cheerleaders out the wazoo, and we've got band members. And in a minute, we're going to have a football game. And Jeff Rushing, our color commentator, will tell us a little bit about Between the Numbers when we come back right after this break.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShopboxDFW.com to learn more about the ShockBox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShockboxDFW.com today. ShockboxDFW.com.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Okay, folks, this is what happens when you leave the young generation to pick out the bump music. For a second, I thought I needed to be in a mosh pit. Holy cow.
You don't know about the Motley Crue, do you?
Yeah, no.
No.
Or J. Crew, for that matter. Jeff, tell us a little bit about Inside the Numbers.
Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about Flower Mound. Flower Mound coming in at 1-1, coming off a thrilling victory last week as they kicked a 32-yarder at the buzzer to beat Keller 19-17. Flower Mound goes as their quarterback goes. Logan Davis for the year is 32 for 62 for 371 yards. That's a 51% completion percentage. And he's got 41 carries for 143 yards. About 75% of the time, Logan Davis is going to have the ball in his hands. And for Plano East, of course, we're without Jaquan Douglas tonight, so we got a couple running backs that looking to step up. Deontay Powell, Christian Buchanan, and we did bring up a freshman, number 3, Trey Hunter, who was timed as an 8th grader at 10.6 in the 100-meter dash.
That's flying.
This boy can go, that's for sure. Should be a pretty evenly matched ball game tonight, but one of the things is with Plano East, Adi Omatosho on the outside, he could have a big game with those small corners from Flower Mound.
Well, we saw last week that he was much more physical than the cornerbacks at Jesuit. But our bread and butter last week was Jaquan Douglas, and he's not going to be there this week. So we're going to see how we can get along without him. 10-6 as an 8th grader is flat flying.
You get him in the open field, it's kiss a good night, baby.
You're not going to catch him.
You ain't going to catch him.
And I'm kind of excited about that. The last time that I saw a freshman play on a varsity level in district was a young man named Jonathan Gray, and as you probably remember, he went on to be the Gatorade High School Player of the Year and is a running back at the University of Texas. We'll forgive him for that small mishap. But
he had a decent high school career, that's for sure.
He was a great high school running back, and I'm sure he'll be a good one at that other university when he gets a chance to play. But, folks, we're just about a few seconds away from hearing the national anthem and kicking this game off. So we're going to turn it over to the crowd, Mike. And one of the things I want to do is give a shout-out to my good friends in Atlanta, Georgia, Kelly and Mike Parham. They'll keep me honest all night and let me know if I say something that sounds really stupid. They're good at that.
Friends are always good at that.
Yes, absolutely. And they keep me honest. So here we are with the national anthem.
The color guard is instructed by retired Command Sergeant Major Michael Franklin and Lieutenant Colonel Bernard Akins of Plano East Senior High School. The commander of the Plano East Color Guard is Cadet Major Austin Campbell. The American flag bearer is Cadet First Lieutenant Jamarie Smith. The Texas flag bearer is Cadet First Lieutenant Mandy Stone. The American Guard is Cadet Captain Aaron Calderon. And the Texas Guard is Cadet First Lieutenant David Silver. Ladies and gentlemen, this year marks the 200th anniversary of our Star Spangled Banner. Performing the national anthem tonight will be over 300 choir students from the Plano East Cluster under the direction of Danny Knight.
Thank you, choir and choir and choir.
That was beautiful.
How many people did they say? Over 100?
Over 200 choir students.
That's like well over 100. And they all got the words right. Amazing. So we're about ready to kick this thing off. And judging by the wind, I was watching the flags and just listening to it run through our crowd mic. You've got a pretty steady wind of about 20 miles an hour. Jeff, you think that's going to play a factor in tonight's game?
No doubt about it. It's been calm first 2 weeks. This wind, I hadn't seen wind quite like this on a Friday night yet. Could pay big dividends or could cost something.
Well, for a team that primarily makes their living through the air, I think it would be rather difficult. The last 2 weeks, we made our living on the ground, running the football. With the Douglas out, though, it may change. So we're getting ready to kick it off. Flower Mound in their all-black jerseys with white numbers, Vegas gold stripes running down the pants, and then they all have the red tape on their shoes in honor of Zachary Schraw and the red out. We'll talk more about that at halftime. Looks like the Plano East Panthers will get the first shot at the ball as the Flower Mound Jaguars get ready to kick it off. We'll see who they send back for Plano East. But before that, Coach McCullough is going to give that check to Zachary Shaw's mother. And you can't say enough about that cause.
It's a touching moment right here, just watching this. Seeing the dedication that Plano East and the Booster Club have towards this foundation, it's really heart-touching.
It is, and I know Coach McCullough is already emotional without an occasion. So I'm sure that if we could hear him right now, he wouldn't appreciate me saying this on the air. But my guess is he's tearing up just a little bit.
Just a little bit. I can appreciate a man that's not afraid to cry.
I don't know any, but if I did, I would appreciate him too. Okay, while Plano East is huddling up, getting ready to receive this kickoff, we still got the check presentation, and I apologize for not being able to hear the PA clear enough so you could hear the wonderful things they're saying about Zachary Schraw, but it really is an event to participate in if you can.
One of the things that I thought was amazing is the Plano East football program has made it so that number 64 will always belong to Zach Schraw. It will be a number that forever is represented by Zach Schraw. It will not ever be given to another player. on the Plano East program. So he'll live in memory, and they're showing him up on the big screen right now. It's a touching moment. Everyone in here is silent listening to the presentation, and just can't say enough about this wonderful time we're experiencing right now.
Absolutely. Hugs all around on the field, and I think we're going to be able to kick it off. There's Coach McCullough going in for the extra hug. I don't blame him. Hugs are good for you. He gets a hand from the Plano East football team. And we're ready to kick it off. Coach McCullough has given the final instruction to his team as the officials come back, and they're as anxious to kick this off as we are. And the wind blowing out of the north, so we're facing a southerly wind. Fireman kicking off will have the wind at their back. Deep for your Panthers. Number 32, that is Quan Beasley, and number 7, Deontay Powell. So we're set for the first district ball game for the 2014 season. It's a short kick, going to be fielded on about the 20 by Beasley. Beasley's hit at the 26, falls out of bounds at 27, where the Panthers will take over 1st and 10, ball on the 27-yard line. Even with the wind at their back, Jeff, they elected to kick it short.
Yeah, they had Omatosho back deep that time. That's the first time I've seen him back deep this year.
He is a receiver. You'll hear us call his name a lot tonight.
They definitely kicked away from him.
Yeah, well, I would too.
Yes, sir.
Because we're going to try to get the ball in his hands. He's been our second most effective weapon. So we'll start with Miles Thompson as the quarterback. They're in the pistol formation. Thompson going to hand the ball to Buchanan. He's stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Going to bring up 2nd and 10 from the 27. Buchanan is a young man who has been playing H-back and tight end, primarily used as a blocker, but with Douglas's absence, they'll call on Buchanan to run the ball a little bit. He's a versatile young kid. Now Miles Thompson is in the backfield, 2nd and 10. Buchanan flanking him on the left. Bobbled snap, ball is down. Panthers will lose the ball.
He just never got a handle on that ball, Opie.
No, he did not. There was a scrum. It was a snap that wasn't handled well, and now with 11:22 to go in the first quarter, the Jaguars are threatening as a result of the turnover. The ball is going to be on the Panther 24-yard line.
Not the start you were looking for.
No, absolutely not, but we can overcome that. If you'll remember last week, we had our kickoff return to our 50, and then Jesuits scored on the first play, and then we were able to hang in there and recover. Logan Davis is the man for the Jaguars. 70% of the time, he's either throwing it or running it. He's in an empty backfield formation. He's using the shotgun. He's going to take the quarterback sweep to the left side. On his outside, throws in the flats. Overthrows his intended receiver. That's number 3 for the Jaguars. That is Clayton Johnson.
Clayton Johnson is their number 1 receiver. Had 5 catches for 104 yards last week against Keller.
They will spread the ball around with their receivers, with as many as 7 that caught the ball last week. But still their number 1 threat is Douglas through the air and on the ground. Empty backfield, trips to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Flowerman will reset now, as you see a lot of teams do, to get in the huddle, try to figure out what the defense is doing, then they'll call the play. Davis in the shotgun, standing on the 34. Quick pass out in the flats. It's caught across the 30, across the 20, down to the 22-yard line. Goes the running back, number 22, Chris Boban, for the Jaguars.
It's an interesting set we're looking at here. They're running a spread formation, lots of receivers to the outside, and they're spreading the defensive line out and throwing those quick passes to the outside.
One of the things you can do when you have a single back there, being the quarterback, is you can get enough people spread out. Sometimes it opens lanes if you're not disciplined about your pass rush, and then the quarterback can take off. We'll see what he does here. It is 3rd and 4. Ball on the 18-yard line. Davis takes a snap, drops back, looking over the middle, throws in the flats, got a man inside the 15, breaks the tackle, spins out of bounds. They're going to call him out of bounds at the 12-yard line. So a quick throw and catch. So Davis has thrown the ball and hasn't elected to run yet, and we do have a man down. It's a Plano East Panther down on the 12-yard line. We are going to let the trainers tend to him, and we're going to pay a few bills. We'll be back as the medical staff tends to him, and please join us right after this.
Experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, gunk, is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts,
there's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Okay, we're back as that young man is being escorted off of the field. He is walking on his own, and that's always good news. Safety is of utmost importance.
Injured player was number 16, Darren Smith, a junior. Looks to be doing better than we first imagined.
Yeah, it's a welcome sight to see him walking under his own power off the field.
Anytime you see a player down, you get concerned, but I will tell you the advances they've made in the medical staff and the doctors that are here, it's comforting to know these kids are going to receive the best of care. So that's going to bring us with 10:58 left to go in the first quarter. Still a scoreless ball game, but the Jaguars are threatening. They're going to have 1st and 10 on the 12-yard line. Now we'll have a running back in the backfield for the first time, and that is number 82, an odd number for the running back, Brendan Alvis. Logan Douglas takes a snap, hands off to Alvis along the left side, has a nice gap. That's number 22 for the Panthers. That is Chris Boban, and he gets down to the 9-yard line. So 2nd and 9 from the 9. Or from the, we'll call it 9. 2nd and 7 from the 9. Man, my math is not good yet, or I can't see that far, one of the two. Looks like we're going to have a false start. It'll be interesting to see if the Jaguars actually moved. And while we do that, we're going to run off the starters for Plano. Across the front, you'll have Williams, and number 60, Donald. Landis Durham, the player committed to A&M, number 46. Davis there at nose guard, Ransom, D. Smith, and Jason Williams is the other corner. False start is marked off against the Panthers. Going to make it 2nd and 2 now. The ball on the 4-yard line, so they can make a first down without scoring.
Mark Loveland is the man that came in for the injured Darren Smith, number 6.
Davis takes a snap, looks left, throws into the end zone. It is in and out of the hands.
That was almost picked off there by Marquise Morrow. Made a really good play, came off of a coverage, saw the quarterback, was reading the post all the way, jumped in front of it, made a spectacular play to knock that ball down.
He knocked it down, had a chance to catch it. If we watched the review on the board, it hit him right in the numbers.
He just jumped that route. Very nice play. Heady play.
It was. Going to bring up 3rd and 2 from the 4. Still no score in the ball game. Davis in the shotgun by himself. Now in motion, number 44, that is Daly. Davis will keep it around the right side, hit in the backfield. Going to lose 2 yards. Going to bring up the first decision for the Jaguars. That is now 4th and 4 from the 6.
Looks like Austin Corbett there on the zone blitz.
Diepenbrock also on the blitz made a really nice play to get in there.
And the Jaguars have brought the field goal unit in So it looks like they're going to be content to take a 3-0 lead. The ball is on the far hash. They are with the wind. Like we said, it's about a 20-mile-an-hour wind. I would feel better if they were going the other way. Snap is good. The hold is down. The kick is up. And it is good. So with 9:17 left to go in the first quarter, Jaguars on top of the Plano East Panthers 3-0. We'll be back right after this.
Parent or coach, you need StatGeek, the simplest way to keep stats ever created. Our easy-to-use iPad app turns anyone into a professional statistician, and all they have to do is simply follow the ball. Produce full and accurate box scores and play-by-play reports. Send accurate stats out to your fans, media, or recruiters. It's sports statistic collection redefined. StatGeek is available right now in the iPad App Store for just $4.99, and there are team fundraising opportunities available as well. On the web at statgeek.com. StatGeek, keep your eye on the ball.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported.
Okay, we're back. Again, score 3-0, 8:54 left to go in the first quarter, and the Panthers have got to be happy just to escape that with they had 2nd and 2 from the 4-yard line. So to get out of that with just a field goal, it makes you encouraged. And we've seen that, guys. They don't quit.
No.
They're going to fight no matter what the down and distance is and what the field circumstances are.
And it's always a big play to save a touchdown or for them to come out and get that sack to push them back. Like you said, they had 2nd and 2. They threw an incomplete pass, and then to hold them on the sack and then to force the field goal really good after that turnover. It makes you feel really good.
Absolutely. So Quan Beasley and Adi Omotosho are back deep, awaiting this kickoff. This time they'll kick it a little deeper. Ball's going to hit on the 10. Omotosho's going to field it on the bounce at the 6, and it's going to get brought down by the first man. He picks up. They're going to give him. I'll give him 4 yards. 1st and 10, 90 yards away from pay dirt with 8:49 left to go in this quarter.
It almost looked like he was going to let that ball go into the end zone, but then he realized that it wasn't going into the end zone.
Well, it wouldn't matter. It's a live ball.
Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking.
You have to down it. I mean, you have to do something with it if it stays in the field of play. Otherwise, the offensive team can get it. So now, as been the custom all year, Miklos Smalls is your quarterback, and guess who has entered the ballgame for the first time at running back? Trey Hunter, that's who. They'll fake to Hunter. Smalls will keep it around the right side on the zone read. He cuts up field, runs into a host of Jaguars there. No gain. 2nd and 10. Ball on the 10.
Looks like they might have used him for a little decoy there. See if they go back that play and give it to him.
Well, we don't have height and weight on these kids, but he's looking a little bit on the small side, but he is a freshman. I think somebody said he was 14 years old. So he's going to look a little smaller. Here's Smalls passing the flat, broken up nicely by a Jaguar, intended for Adi Omotosho. We're lucky we didn't get that one picked.
He threw in the coverage there.
As Coach McCullough has done all year, alternating quarterbacks. Thompson started the game. Miklos Smalls comes in on the 2nd series.
Pretty big down here for Plano East.
3rd and 10, ball on the 10. Smalls in the backfield. Going to fake the zone read. Drop, throws it deep on the fly pattern to Omotosho. He has a chance to catch it, but he's about a yard out of bounds. Going to bring up our first punting situation for the Panthers.
That was definitely good coverage that time by Flower Mound, number 3. That's Clayton Johnson on the coverage. Not very much space to throw that ball to.
Not much space, but I'll tell you one thing. The wind didn't affect Smalls because he threw that ball about 40 yards in the air against that 20-mile-an-hour wind.
Let's hope it don't affect this punt.
Landis Durham back to punt. He'll be standing on the goal line for the Panthers. The return men are barely across the 30 for the Jaguars. Here's a punt. It's a high punt. Fair catch signal caught at the 34-yard line. So for the 2nd series of this game, with 8:04 left to go, the Jaguars are in great field position, starting this drive on the 35, and the first drive they started on the 24.
The story of this game so far, in my opinion, is field position. Flower Mound has started out deep inside of the Panther territory, and the Panthers have had to start at their own 12 or own 10-yard line to start out the second drive.
So Logan Davis, who only had one carry for a loss in the first series, is the lone back, empty backfield. 3 receivers down to the wide side of the field. They will reset as they are prone to do. He will bark out the signals to his offensive lineman. Looks like he's ready to go. He's standing on the 40-yard line. Here's a snap. He drops straight back, looks to the wide side of the field, throws on the middle. In and out of the hands of number 82. That is Brendan Alves. Well covered there.
Looked like the Panthers came out in a zone coverage that time, and really wasn't a lot of places to throw the ball. Good coverage there by the defense.
Looked like that Flower Mound heard the footsteps of Austin Corbett as he was coming to make that hit.
Absolutely. And we know Corbett had played a couple of outstanding games as a linebacker, also had the sack earlier. So now we're reset, 2nd and 10, ball on the 35. Again, empty backfield. Jet sweep. This time they'll hand the ball off, hit immediately, and they're going to pick up 2. That kid was dope-popped when he came across the line. That is number 8.
Reuben Donald.
Thank you, Reuben. Reuben introduces himself in a not nice way to the.
Just another junior on that defense.
So 3rd and 9, ball on the 34.
Lots of underclassmen for Plano East, just making good plays.
They're flying all over. And I will tell you, folks, if you have not been to Kimbrough Stadium, if you're sitting as high as we are, it's a long way for a guy like me to see.
It is a long way.
3rd and 9, Logan Davis now standing on his 39-yard line, empty backfield, looking left, rolling left, quarterback sweep all the way. Now he's going to throw it over the middle, got a man at the 20. Misses, makes one man miss, makes 2 men miss. Now he's all alone. It's a foot race to the end zone, and he will score.
Guys, that's coming back. Number 44 held Landis Durham. I'm pretty sure that's going to be coming back.
There's laundry on the field. Sigmund is
Very
holding.
Nice call, Rick.
There you go. There's a reason why we got you in the booth. Perfect.
I saw number 44. That's going to be Ryan Daly for Flower Mound. He just wrapped his arms around Landis Durham and pretty much tackled him right to the ground. I saw the whole thing.
Well, any time that you have to block Landis Durham, pretty much all season, it's going to be a mismatch. And so the Panthers are fortunate there. That's going to move the ball back 10 yards.
Looks like the coach of Flower Mound's giving a nice talk to him as he exits the field.
Well, I mean, what are you supposed to do? You got to hold that guy. He may kill your quarterback.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll take that penalty. That's going to make it 3rd and a lot.
Versus a touchdown.
Exactly. 3rd and 19. Ball on the 44-yard line. Now, if we can get a stop, even with this win, I'm guessing they're out of field goal range.
One would think.
Looks like empty backfield again for the Jaguars. Logan Davis
looks like there's
calls timeout.
Did he get it in before the flag? The ref, he must have.
Well, the ref picked up the flag and put it in his pocket. Decided to think it over. And while they're thinking it over, we're going to pay a few bills. We'll be back right after this.
Located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
I can already tell you that we're going to be in for a night because this bump music has got me going. It's got the crowd going. So here we are. We'll reset. 7:07 left to go in the first quarter. Jaguars on top 3-0. But they have a 3rd and 19. The ball on the 44-yard line. Logan Davis again in the empty backfield. Hard count. Plano looks like they're going to come with a 3-man rush. And here is the snap. Pump once. Now Davis is going to roll to his right, being chased there. Now he throws it deep down the field. Got a man open. Threw to a different receiver than I had anticipated. Number 19, Nick Ryan, the intended receiver. That ball was well over his head.
Nice pass rush there by Anthony Hines. He had a man open, but with the pressure Hines was giving him, he did not have time to set his feet and make a good throw.
Yeah, I'm with you, Jeff. He did have a man open down the right hash. He just chose to throw to the wrong receiver. Jordan Williams with the coverage for the Panthers was all over him.
Now Miko Smalls is set to return this punt. He's going to stand on his 14, still backing up. We'll see where he lands. He lands at the 11. Ball is on the 44-yard line. Remember, we have about a 20-mile-an-hour wind in the favor of the Jaguars at this point. Punt is blocked. Blocked, picked up at the 40. Down to the 34-yard line, number 24 for the Marquise Morrow for the Panthers. Blocked that punt. As we had 2 or 3 choices on who actually got their hands on it, we know Marquise Morrow picked it up.
Austin Corbett blocked that punt. He got free and just ate it up.
There you go. That's a way to pick up the momentum. So now, just like that, on a drive that started on the Panther 35, ended up with us blocking the punt, and now we have the ball on the Jaguar 35. Nice turn of events.
And we did flip the field position, if nothing less.
That's exactly what I was going to say, Jeff. We went from probably going to be deep in our own territory to now we're at the 35 of the Flower Mound Jaguars.
Definitely need to take this in and get a 6 right here.
Hunter will remain the running back as Miles Thompson is now the quarterback. Hunter to Thompson's left. He's going to get his first carry on the jet sweep, and oh my.
Woo!
He is around the end. He's still going. He is pushed out at the 16-yard line.
Little road runner out there. That boy is fast.
That could be why. And whether they're going to say he stepped out, where are they going to bring that back to? Holy cow.
Looks like there's a penalty.
Oh. Penalties will kill you.
All right. Well, it was still exciting.
It was exciting.
It's promise for the future. I can tell you
that right now. He definitely showed his speed.
Well, the future should be the next play. No, I'm kidding. But
not.
I'm not sure. They'll reset. Holding is at.
Yeah, it was holding on the receiver out there at the 34.
Right, and it is from the spot of the foul. So rather than being 1st and 20, it's going to be a 1st and 14. The ball on the 39. So the result of the penalty is just a 4-yard loss, but we'll get the down over.
I have a feeling we might see that play again.
And we're going to have a sideline warning, the first of the evening, on the Jaguars. That white stripe's there for a reason. A couple of years ago, there was a high school official that suffered a serious injury as he was running backwards and ran into a coach. This time they hand the ball to Hunter up the middle. Not any room there. He's going to lose 1. It's going to be 2nd and 15 from the 40.
Looked like a high snap there, Opie. Never got off. Lost his momentum from the start.
If you cannot handle the exchange, it slows everything down, and it just takes away your ability to do a lot of different things. Now, Hunter will be at Miles Thompson's right. Adi Omotosho also flanked wide right. Now they hand it to Hunter, coming back the other way. He's got the edge. He's around the 40. He's around the 30. He's still on his feet inside the 25. He'll pick up the first down on his second carry. As that young freshman's pretty excited.
His speed is as advertised.
It is impressive to sit here and watch him run from one side of the field to the other and make it look like it's easy.
You know, I'm not sure that the Jaguars are used to that. There was a young man out there that thought he had him cornered, and he just gave him about half a yard and went around him. Now Hunter's going to flank Miles Thompson to the left. Ball on the 23-yard line. No, Thompson will keep it this time on the zone read. Fooled me.
Very
Picks
nice
up 3.
there.
2nd and 7 from the 20.
Well, anytime you have that speed, from Trey Hunter, you got to respect it. The defense saw the fake handoff on the option, took the defense out to the outside, and Thompson kept it and got a few yards up the middle.
2nd and 7, ball on the 20, 5:40 and counting in this first quarter, 3-0. But the Panthers are threatening. Hunter flanks Thompson to the right. This time they'll fake over the middle, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. That is number 15, Christian Buchanan. It was a high throw. He made a great effort to get his hands on that ball, but just couldn't quite drag it in.
Not sure if that was a call, but he did have Corbett wide open on the other side. It might have been a straight hot route to that receiver with no check.
He had 2 verticals going up either hash.
They were both open.
Yeah, the ball just a little overthrown. Okay, there's Hunter about a yard in front of Thompson to his left this time. Now they're going to hand it to him wide on the jet sweep again. He's going to go around. No, he is going to get caught and drugged down. Going to lose a yard. Going to bring up a 4th now and 8 from the 22-yard line. And it looks like we're going to attempt our first field goal of the season, I believe.
Well, the wind seems to have calmed down just a little bit out there. The flags aren't blowing quite as.
Looks like they're going to talk about it.
They are going to talk about that, the wind, and other things. And we'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
To talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Writer Gerald Early said that when they study our civilization 2,000 years from now, there will only be 3 things that Americans will be known for: the Constitution, baseball, and jazz music. GDYO's Jazz Institute provides young musicians in North Texas the opportunity to learn what it means to be a jazz musician through weekly technique classes and combo rehearsals with professional jazz musicians. From the first note to the final round.
You hear that? Jazz, Mr. Folletti.
Jazz.
That's something I'm going to teach you about so we don't have to listen to any
You
of
told
this
me music
heavy
that I
metal.
like too, so.
Here we go. 2 receivers to either side. They've elected to keep it on the ground. 4th and 8. The ball on the 21-yard line. Thompson looking straight back. Throws over the middle. Got a man. Just a bit outside. Cameron Moore, number 14, the intended receiver.
Had him open on the wheel route.
He's thrown against the wind, and that may have
that wind
something to do
may
with
have affected it right there.
But it was very close. The good news is
we flipped the field position.
We did flip the field position and avoided what could have been a deeper hole than we've already dug for ourselves. So with 4:58 in the first quarter, Jaguars up on top of the Panthers 3-0. The Jaguars will come out for their 3rd series of the game. 1st and 10, the ball on the 21-yard line. Wide splits by the Jaguars. Logan Douglas fumbles the ball. He's going to try to fall on it, and it's picked up by the Plano Panthers. Douglas was
Anthony Hines.
Anthony Hines. Thank you, sir.
1st and 10, ball on the 11-yard line. Momentum is definitely in our favor now, boys.
It has switched.
So we've got 2 turnovers to their 1. That's 2 fumbles. 2 fumbles, and we've got 1 interception. So we're winning the turnover battle. Anytime you can win the turnover battle, you've always got a good chance to win the football game.
You are right. They recovered our fumble at the first of the game, quarterback Miles Thompson. But now we've flipped the field position twice. Miklo Smalls will be the quarterback, and guess who's at running back now? Number 46, the A&M commit Landis Durham. They're going to hand the ball to Durham between the tackles. He makes a guy miss, makes 2 guys miss, still on his feet at the 10 and the 5. Big pile, he's pushing them backwards. And you can see who the biggest, baddest guy on the field is now.
Wow,
yes,
where did those moves come from? He did a spin move. He hurdled.
Yeah, you don't coach that. You just recruit it. Sorry, I didn't mean to. And we have a timeout here as the officials are looking.
Did they not start the clock? I don't think they started the clock.
Well, you have the new 40-second clock, the way they do in the collegiate game now, and the 25-second clock. The officials will come over and explain this. Coach McCullough is backing up to make sure he's out of their way. Here's the explanation. The Flower Mound coaches, Coach Johnson's getting his explanation. We're ready to snap the ball, and we've got 2 officials over here still talking. So that's not going to happen for a second.
Staying with the power look with Durham and Austin Corbett in the backfield.
And you are right, Rick. It is a clock issue. They're going to try to get that straightened as everyone's looking up here in the press box.
Yeah, because before the play started, it was 4:53 on the clock. They ran a run play. The clock should have been running consistently with that clock, and it never started. So they're going to take some time off of this clock before we get started here.
The result of the play is a 7-yard gain by Landis Durham.
An explosive 7-yard gain.
It was. He spun away from 1 tackler, ran over 2, and then got hemmed in at the 6 and carried 4 or 5 others the additional 2 yards. Still, now they moved the clock down to 4:34, which is 19 seconds, which on 7 yards, that's an awful lot, but we'll go with it because it's still the first quarter. You're scored 3-0. 4:34 is what they're going to set the clock at. Now we're going to see Mr. Durham on the right side of Miklos Smalls. Buchanan and Corbett in the backfield. Hand it to Durham over the tackle between the guard there. He's going to go straight ahead. He's going to be a yard short of the first down. Going to bring up 3rd and 1, ball on the 2. So we can't get a first down without scoring.
I kind of get the feeling that Coach McCullough thinks he needs to score on this drive.
Well, I think you would be correct in that assessment. I think every drive we need to score, don't we?
I think so.
But we'll see what happens. 3rd and 1.
Landis Durham sure does look like a running back as well as a linebacker.
Yeah, when you have his ability, you can play just about anywhere you want. He's in the backfield now to Miklos Smalls' left. Smalls is going to keep it. Going to get hit in the backfield. On the zone read, he decided to keep it there, and he's going to lose 3. So it's now going to be 4th and 3, the ball on the 4-yard line.
Looks like they're skinning in the field goal unit.
And Henry Matson, the kicker, will come in for the field goal try. Now, the reason I said that is because this is the first time we've seen Durham in the backfield and just came out with a real power formation there.
I think if we'd have had Douglas, we wouldn't have seen Durham. But Durham is an alternate to the freshman kid running around the end. Here's a snap up. The kick is up. It is good. So with 3:14 left to go in the first quarter, your Plano East Panthers, as a result of a turnover, tied this up 3-3. You're listening to Champion Sports Radio, brought to you by Sports Sounds, and we'll be back in just a minute.
Coach, you need StatGeek, the simplest way to keep stats ever created. Our easy-to-use iPad app turns anyone into a professional statistician, and all they have to do is simply follow the ball. Produce full and accurate box scores and play-by-play reports. Send accurate stats out to your fans, media, or recruiters. It's sports statistic collection redefined. StatGeek is available right now in the iPad App Store for just $4.99, and there are team fundraising opportunities available as well. On the web at statgeek.com.
Now we're back in old school music. Now you're doing a good job, Coletti.
I got some mix here for you. I had to get a couple of mine in there too, you know.
All right, just more me, less of yours. I am kidding. 3:06 left to go in the first quarter. I'm actually not.
I know you're not. I didn't want to say that, though, on air.
The Panthers have tied it up. It's okay. The Panthers have tied it up on Matson's 20-yard field goal. 3-3. 3:06 left to go in the first quarter. Jeff, how long was that drive?
4 plays.
Good.
Total of 7 yards, but 3 points.
3 points. We'll take it all day. So now the Panthers will prepare to kick off for the first time, kicking into the wind. Matson prefers the ball squarely on the X in the middle of the field at the 40. He will kick a high kick, going to hang up in the air. Caught at the 30. Risky move. Dropped quickly at the 33-yard line. Number 46 for the Jaguars, that is Caleb Cantwell, who listed as a wide receiver, so you got to figure he's got pretty good hands.
You could really see the wind affect that football right there at the end of it.
It did hang up like a high, nice wedge, didn't it, Jeff?
Yeah, it did. A little spin on it.
By the way, I can say wedge with Jeff because he's a scratch golfer.
Don't tell nobody.
Well, I just told everybody.
Oh.
You know, one of the things that is unique about the Jaguar offense is they take what I would call Texas Tech kind of splits.
I was going to say Mike Leach-esque.
Their linemen are definitely spaced pretty far apart.
You know, that's close to a 5-foot split. They're spreading the defense out. Davis drops straight back, throws over the outside of the right, caught there, number 37 for the Jaguars. That's Freddie Jackson, makes his first catch of the day, good for 11 yards. Takes the ball out to the 45-yard line. Is there an advantage to those wide splits?
Yeah, there is. It seemed to work for Texas Tech.
I think you definitely spread out the defense when you do that.
You spread them out and give them angles. So now Davis is awaiting the snap. He's on his 40-yard line. 3 receivers here to the short side of the field. He's looking over the middle. Throws, got a man caught at the 40. Inside the 30. Now still on his feet. down around the 25-yard line. Nice throw and catch again. That's number 3, Clayton Johnson on the catch there.
We just saw what spreading the field will do for you. Like you said, there were some angles and lanes to throw the ball to.
Davis still in the empty backfield. And you can see those splits looks like they're inviting you to blitz between the gaps.
Yeah.
Panthers staying with 3 down linemen, 4 linebackers, 4 defensive backs. Davis throws quick swing pass out to the left flats. It's caught.
Got a holding there.
Got a hold and a flag. The result of the play is a 3-yard gain, but it'll probably be coming back.
You know, one of the things that you see when you do this spread offense, the ball comes out of the quarterback's hand really quick. Because of those gaps, if you do have a blitz, it sets you up for the potential for a quarterback sack. So it's important to get the ball out of the hands of the quarterback
exactly
pretty quickly.
Right. If your outside linebacker blitzes and that running back who's in there for pass protection swings out in that flats, you leave a void. So you simply put the ball where the defender was. And it gained 3 yards, but with the penalty, makes it 1st and 17 now, ball on the 32-yard line. 2:10 and counting here in this first quarter, game tied up 3-3.
So we got more clock problems. I think they got to reset the game clock. Or the play clock.
The game clock is running.
Play clock.
The play clock. Say that fast 3 times. Here we go. Logan Davis in the backfield, looks quickly to his right, throws the right flats. Hit immediately there after a gain of 7.
Marquise Morrow just came up and made a real nice tackle there, prevent a bigger gain on the play.
He was definitely sitting on that route.
Going to bring up a 2nd and 11 now. Ball on the 26-yard line. Jaguars hurry to the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers to the bottom, 2 to the top. Empty backfield as it has been all night for the Jaguars with Logan Davis, the quarterback, back there. And we haven't seen him run the ball much. I wonder.
No, we haven't.
When we'll see a little bit of that. He drops straight back, looking over the middle, fires, got a man open at the 10. Caught inside, touchdown. Number 3, that is Johnson for the Jaguars, walks in untouched. As now, with 1:08 left to go in the first quarter, Jaguars on top now 6-0, simply awaiting an extra point.
There's a lot of room there for Johnson on that play, right down the middle of the field.
Snap is good. Kick is up. It is good. 1:08 left to go in the first quarter. Let's pay a few bills.
102 West Main Street in Allen has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Okay, we're back on the longest drive of the night. The Jaguars scored with 1:08 left to go in the first quarter, ahead of the Panthers 10-3. Pretty impressive drive there, Jeff. Tell us about it.
6-play drive totaling 66 yards with a Logan Davis to Clayton Johnson for the 26-yard touchdown to put the Jaguars up 10-3.
Okay, Adi Omatosho and Quan Beasley back deep for the Panthers. Number 21, Zadok Wilson, and number 7, that is Deontay Powell, are the intermediate backs. They're going to kick it short. Fielded by Zadok Wilson at the 25, runs into an old player still on his feet, spins, gets out to the 29-yard line, is where they're going to mark him down. A little extracurricular activity went unnoticed by the official there.
And letting them play. Letting them play, Opie. Letting them play.
I didn't realize a right hook was letting them play.
I didn't see the right hook.
First and 10. Ball on the just shy of the 30-yard line for the Panthers. Clock now inside 1 minute left to go in what's been a pretty interesting first quarter.
And a long one.
Yeah.
Hunter now back in the backfield. Miklo Smalls is your quarterback. Going to hand the ball to Hunter around the wide side of the field. He cuts up inside this time. He's at the 40. He's at the 50. He's still on his feet inside the 50. Woo. Down to the 40-yard line. He can run faster than I can talk, folks.
They just tried to drag him down with two players and couldn't even get him to the ground.
He just went 30 yards in 2 seconds.
Like his first carry of the night, it is coming back because of a flag. Holding is the call. So that wipes out a 40-yard run by that young man. Now we're going to face first and 20. Ball just shy of the 20-yard line. Well, he can go. We know that.
He can fly. Get 50 seconds and we'll get this wind a little bit, see what they do with the wind.
Miklo Smalls is your quarterback. Owen Tosho out on an island there. Smalls looking, and we have another flag. This time it's going to be a false start on the Panthers. Going to take them back to the 15. Now it's going to be first and 25 from the 15-yard line. Deontay Powell checks into the game, along with Cameron Moore for the Panthers.
There is some good news. It's still first down.
First and 25. Smalls is your quarterback. Hunter is your running back. Smalls is going to keep. No, Hunter's going to bust up the outside and get drugged down for a 3-yard loss. Actually, they're going to spot it as a 1-yard loss. Going to put the ball on the 14-yard line. Going to be second and 26.
I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the Flower Mound corners are playing pretty close up on the receivers. Press coverage.
We'll see what they do with 3 receivers to the bottom. Omotosho alone at the top. Miklo Smalls looking right, throws right, in and out of the hands of Douglas. Tipped once and the ball hits the ground. We're fortunate there. Going to bring up a 3rd and 26, ball on the 14-yard line.
Just to bring an update on District 6A right now, Allen and McKinney Boyd tied up at 7 with McKinney Boyd in the red zone.
All right.
Wow. That's
Come
a
on,
little
McKinney
surprising.
Boyd.
2-time defending state champs, Allen?
That is correct.
Allen that hasn't lost a game since 2012.
I can't count that far back, but here we go. 3rd and 26. Miklo Smalls in the backfield. 3 receivers at the bottom. Going to be option right. Smalls cuts it up. Going to make positive yardage, get 6. Ball's going to come to the 20, but it's going to bring up a punt. But they're not going to punt until we come back for the second quarter.
They're going to have the win.
They will have the win. Folks, you're listening to Champion Sports Radio, brought to you by Sports Sounds. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
Coach, you need StatGeek, the simplest way to keep stats ever created. Our easy-to-use iPad app turns anyone into a professional statistician, and all they have to do is simply follow the ball. Produce full and accurate box scores and play-by-play reports. Send accurate stats out to your fans, media, or recruiters. It's sports statistic collection redefined. StatGeek is available right now in the iPad App Store for just $4.99, and there are team fundraising opportunities available as well. On the web at statgeek.com. StatGeek, keep your eye on the ball.
We're back. We're back on the frozen tundra. No, I'm kidding. That just always makes me want to say that every time I hear that. What is that? The March of the Titans? What is that called?
Roundup. NFL
yeah,
Films.
Go. All right. In the voice of
Steve Sable.
Steve Sable. There you go. In the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field.
Definitely not Chris Berman.
Oh, no. You can't do that. It's not frozen here. It's 64 degrees. The Panthers trailing the Jaguars by a score of 10-3. Landis Durham is back in punt formation. We'll wait for the officials to get the clocks all set up. Should have a fresh 25-second clock, and the game clock is at 12 minutes left to go in this half.
In one of the longer quarters of the year.
Absolutely.
47-minute quarter.
Yeah, that's a long time.
A 47-minute quarter.
In real time.
There you go. Durham's punt is up and away. It's a strong leg. Fair catch signaled at the 40. And there's where the Jaguars will take over their fourth possession. Number 3, Johnson for the Jaguars signals that fair catch.
Solid 40-yard punt there, Opie.
Yes.
That's right. He punts. He runs the ball. He sacks the quarterback. What else do they expect him to do here tonight?
I need him to intercept a pass.
All right, right here. We'll call it right here, Opie.
I just did. There we go. 92. Deion Davis is playing nose guard now for the Panthers as they set up 1st and 10. They'll actually have a running back in the backfield for the first time today. That's Chris Boban on Logan Davis's left. They'll hand it to Boban across the right side of the tackle. He breaks a couple tackles, gains 4, hit hard there. 2nd and 6, ball on the 44.
With those splits, though, that's where you if you can run the football with those splits, it does help.
Texas Tech made a living. Wide splits and running the football all the time you thought they were going to throw it. So here we are, Boban in the backfield now on Logan Davis's right, which is the short side of the field. They'll hand it to him on a trap across the middle. He's got room. Spins out of a tackler, gets all the way down to the 45-yard line, picks up the first down +5, 1st and 10, ball on the 45-yard line.
Flower Mound came out when they pulled the right guard, Ren Aubrey, and he did a nice job blocking for the running back.
Boban in the backfield. Logan Davis calls a snap. Now he'll reset. He's got the play he wants. They will hand the ball to Boban, and he wants to give it back.
Not only did Austin Colbert time the blitz, he timed the running back there.
Before Mr. Logan Davis could hand the ball to Boban, Austin Corbett introduced himself. As they said, he got there in a hurry and in a bad mood. They were lucky they did not fumble that as we're watching on the replay.
Very lucky.
He got 1/2 of 1 step with the ball. So that brings up 2nd and 13, ball on the 48-yard line. Now they'll run the stretch play with Boban. He's got some blocking. He crossed the 50 down to the 45-yard line. Going to bring up 3rd and 10.
Anthony Hines showing his wheels as he ran sideline to sideline there. What pursuit to make that play.
Got some rain coming down now too, guys.
You know, in the safe confines of this box, I didn't even notice, but we can see the rain moving across the field. 3rd and 10, ball on the 45-yard line. The line to make is the 35 of the Panthers. Logan Davis will try to do that with 3 receivers spread out all across the field, 2 at the bottom, 3 at the top. Here's the snap. He drops straight back, looking over the middle, looking to his right. Now he's going to avoid pressure, rolling all alone on his right. Flips the ball out. It's picked off at the 40. Across midfield to 50. Wide room. Got a man to beat. He's across the 40. He's across the 30. He's across the 20. That is number 8. Reuben Donald going to get an interception, take it all the way across the field, and bam, there you go.
Woo,
we're back in this ball game.
Just like that, boys, we get back in. Reuben Donald made a spectacular play to get in front of the wide receiver. Quarterback was trying to throw just a little flip pass there to the receiver. Donald gets in front of it. Good blocking in front of him, and he takes it all the way to the end zone.
Absolutely. I don't want to toot my own horn, but I did call for an interception, correct?
Yes, you did.
59-yard interception return.
There you go. I didn't call for one quite that far, but I'll take it. So we're an extra point away from getting back in this ball game. Miklos Smalls is your holder. Matson is your kicker. Little movement on the defensive line for the Jaguars. Snap is down. The kick is blocked. So with 9:22 left to go in this half, Plano East trails Flower Mound 10-9. We'll be back with a word from our sponsors.
Experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. Mm-hmm. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-6.
Hey, folks, we're back. We're in a football game. 9:28 left to go in this half. Flower Mound ahead of your Panthers 10-9. We had a failed extra point, PAT, just then. Not sure if the rain was a factor in getting that ball down, but it looked like it was a little late leaving the tee. It was blocked, but we're back in the ball game now. 10-9, 9:28 left to go in the half. We'll see if the Panthers can keep the momentum.
That was a big boost to the Plano East Panther football team right there.
Absolutely. That is turnover number 3 for the Panthers. Am I correct in that?
You are correct.
I almost always am. I love that about me.
2 fumbles and an interception.
There's the interception you were calling for earlier. Here we go. Matson will prepare to kick this ball, this time with the wind for the first time. He kicks a low kick, fielded on the 8-yard line by Johnson. He's across the 10, running wide of the 15. Tries to reverse his field. This is going to get hit and dropped. Hello.
Grayson Diepenbrock just pile drived him at about the 10-yard line into the turf.
I would prefer to use the term dough pop, but we'll go with pile drive. I like it. A little bit of a wrestling term.
Flower Mound going into the wind.
Into the wind.
And into the rain.
You're right. And into 11 defenders for the Plano East Panthers. 9:21 left to go in the half. Flower Mound up by a point, taking over 1st and 10. Ball on the 12-yard line. We'll call it the 13. Davis, your quarterback, stands at his 6-yard line. Boban, his running back, just to his left. Here's the snap. It'll be the handoff to Boban running along the right side. Got room. Big hole open on the right side. He'll get 10, 12. Move the ball out to the 25-yard line. 1st and 10 there.
They really like to use that. They like to pull their linemen and create holes. They do a really good job of that, Flower Mound does.
And we have another Panther down.
The centers.
And, folks, they're going to tend to him. And one thing I know for sure with Coach McCullough is he's got people ready to step in and fill the void. He'll need a little extra help. And anytime you need extra help to complete a job or you need permanent employees, EcoStaff has you covered. From the executive level to skilled labor, part-time to permanent, let EcoStaff give you the confidence you need to get the job done. With offices in Houston, Austin, San Antonio, and right here in the DFW Metroplex, we are staffing Texas one customer at a time. Give us a call, 214-347-7230, or you can call me personally at 214-980-0149, and I'll help you out with all your staffing needs. We're going to turn it over to a word from our sponsors right after this.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard
Okay, we're back. 1st and 10, ball on the 25. Marquise Morrow escorted off the field there. We'll have to get the number of his replacement because he actually was listed as a two-deep starter. This time, Davis will keep the ball for the first time. Cuts up the middle, then cuts right. Wisely falls after a 2-yard gain and avoids the punishment there that number 8, Reuben Donald, who had that interception already, was ready to deliver. 2nd and 7, ball on the 28, 8:52 and counting in this half. Flower Mound up 10-9. Davis calls the huddle a little sugar huddle. Short, only 3 yards deep from the line of scrimmage. Johnson the backfield. They'll hand the ball. No, Davis will keep it. Nothing doing there. It didn't fool
Anthony Hines, the third on the stop.
It did not. So we're going to give Davis 1 yard. Going to bring up a 3rd now and 6. Ball's going to be on the 29.
If you notice, guys, we're holding Logan Davis. Last week he was running up and down the field. This week he's only 6 for 11 for only 85 yards with an interception and a touchdown. But look at this, 3 attempts, -8 on the rushing yards before that previous play.
Okay, now we're going to go empty backfield. Davis is going to reset. He's going to have 3 receivers on the wide side of the field with Bebaum in the slot, 2 receivers here to the bottom. Davis looks right, throws the fade deep. Nobody over there. As the receiver and the quarterback had a little bit of a miscommunication, the receiver had stopped about 20 yards short. That was over in the well into the Jaguar bench. May have hit a cheerleader. Not real sure.
Plano East to get really good field position as the punter's going to have to kick into the wind and the rain that continues to blow from the north to the south.
And the flags are almost straight. So you still have that good 20-yard wind.
All that stuff I said about there not being any wind, you can forget that.
It's forgotten. There we go. Ball's going to be snapped from the 29. The punter's going to be standing on his 16. Remember, it is a wet ball. It's slick. You got to be careful. We blocked one. This one they're going to get off, but it's going to hang into the wind. Going to hit on the 40, drop there at the 50-yard line. Again, some extracurricular activity.
Well, you're right, Jeff. When you see those high throws or high punts and that wind catches it, it almost stops like it hits a wall.
Number 79, Riley Mikowski, covers that. Sorry, I didn't mean to get in the middle there. 7:32 left to go in this half. Flower Mound up 10-9. Panthers have it on their side of the field. Barely. 1st and 10, the ball on the 49.
Looks like we're going to see Powell for the first time.
Now we're going to move it to the 48. Deontay Powell enters the game as the running back. So it's going to be running back by committee in this ballgame since Douglas is out. Miles Thompson is your quarterback now. Powell flanking him to the right. Thompson looking right, pumps, throws, wide, caught, and no, incomplete pass. In and out of the hands right there of number 80 for the Panthers. That is 81, Carson Young. Sorry. 2nd and 10. Clock stopped as a result of the incompletion. Ball is at the 48-yard line. Miles Thompson is your quarterback. Miles Thompson will keep it around the right side. Breaks one tackle. Stop there for no gain.
Had a little room there, but a nice play by the defensive end for Flower Mound.
Going to bring up 3rd and 8. Ball on the 46-yard line. The line to make is the 38. Number 7, Deontay Powell in the backfield with number 10, Miles Thompson.
Flower Mound really cheating a safety over on Omatosho.
2 receivers to the top. Omatosho, the lone receiver at the bottom. Thompson will hand the ball this time. Now you got the reverse. Omatosho on the wide side of the field. Makes the tackler miss at the 20s. Looking for room. Dancing. Coming back across the field and decides to go ahead and take it full speed ahead. Picks up a yard. That's a lot of running to get 1 yard.
That was about 30 yards worth of running to pick up 1 yard north and south.
Flower Mound wasn't fooled on the reverse there.
That was number 3. Hendricks in.
But a really good play call to try to get them off guard.
Absolutely. Hunter was the one who took the pitch, handed it to Omatosho, and he ran back to the other side of the field and no gain. The result of the play is a 1 yard gain. Here we are. Lennox Durham will punt into the wind with the wind. Low line drive hits on the 8. Unfortunately, scurries into the end zone. So it'll be a touchback. It'll be 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line with the Panthers. Excuse me?
That was one of your chip shots.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? It just hit and sculled across the green, landed in a bunker somewhere in East Texas.
It was pretty close to what they wanted. Alontae Williams was chasing after the ball, but just too, what you call a worm burner in golf, right, Jeff?
That's right.
He doesn't know what those are. He's never seen one.
Oh, he's too
off
good.
His
Sorry.
Yeah, and he won't let me play.
I played with somebody that hit one time.
You played with a guy that hit one once. Okay. Here we go. 5:51 left to go in this half. Jaguars take over as a result of the touchback. 1st and 10 on the 20. Logan Davis hands the ball to Bebon there. He runs across, still on his feet. Forward momentum is going to give him 4 yards as Landis Durham picked him up and carried him about 10 yards and nicely let him go. Please, Mr. Durham, don't drop me. They're actually going to give him 6 yards. Going to bring up 2nd and 4 from the 26 now. Logan Davis, your quarterback. Boban is your running back. The wide stance favored by the Jaguars. 2 receivers to either side, a slot to the top of the screen. Boban in the backfield. They'll hand the ball off to him around the right side. He's hit there immediately. No gain.
Diepenbrock on the tackle for the Panthers. He wasn't fooled that time. They ran the same play the exact 2 times in a row. The guard pulls, tries to get the good block. This time Diepenbrock fired off the block and was able to make the tackle.
And we have a Jaguar down now. We'll let the medical staff tend to him, and we'll take this opportunity to pay a few bills.
102 West Main Street in Allen has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Okay, we're back. While they're tending to him, we're going to let Jeff run over a couple of scores. This is a district ball game. Take us around the district, Jeff. What do you see?
In McKinney, it's Allen Eagles 13, McKinney Boyd 7. Over across the way at Clark Stadium right now, we have a bit of a shocker. Plano 21, Hebron 7.
That is big news. Hebron was expected to win that game.
Yes, sir. And in Flower Mound, it's the Marcus Murata's 14, Louisville 3. That completes District 6-6A scores.
So that takes us around in what is going to be a long season district-wise. We are in a 9-team district. And now we're set to go. Number 21 for the Jaguars, Brandon Welch, is being escorted off the field. The trainers and the medical staff have left the area now. When we come back, it's going to be 3rd and 4. The ball resting on the 26. The line to gain is the 30. Number 9, Aaron Epping. Number 32, Tyson Spencer. Wideouts at the 82. That is Brandon Eves are the wideouts to the bottom of the screen. 2 receivers at the top. I'll be honest with you, too far away for me to get the numbers. Logan Davis in the shotgun. 21 steps back, looking right, throws right. Got a man in the flats, caught across the 30. Makes a man miss, slips over and gains 9 yards. Enough for the first, then some. 1st and 10, ball on the 34-yard line. Clock at 4:36. It will continue to run as soon as they reset the chains, and it is 4:30 and counting. Logan Davis, your quarterback, been there all night. Empty backfield. Now the quarterback draw. Nobody fooled there as we have a flag on the play.
Austin Corbett again in there on the stop.
That was a design draw all the way. Logan Davis just gave the pump as if he was looking at a receiver, but already had his head down, ready to go. Austin Corbett did a nice job.
He wasn't buying the pump fake there.
Was not buying what Logan Davis had to sell. Isn't that a wrestling reference from your era? Now we have a face mask against the Panthers. So that will give them enough for a 1st and 10. The chains will continue to roll. When they mark this off, the ball is going to be at or around midfield. And indeed, across midfield, Panther side now by a yard. 1st and 10 for the Jaguars at the 49-yard line. Can we just call them the Jags?
Call them whatever you want.
Well, I mean, we'll be nice. Our sister broadcasters there for Flower Mound are over there. We don't, in case they listen. Empty backfield. Davis is your quarterback. Man in motion to the short side of the field. Davis looks, and now he'll run the draw again. trying to get the right side. He does get around, runs out of bounds, picks up, depending on where they spot it, 2 yards. So he has not been able to run the ball effectively.
No, not today he hasn't.
Anthony Hines forcing him out of bounds there.
You would think they actually scouted Flower Mound and kind of knew that he liked to carry the football.
You know, it's one of the
Pretty
things
good observation there.
One of the things you can say about this defense for Plano East, there's a lot of speed horizontally for this defense.
They do pursue, that's for sure.
Absolutely. 2nd and 8. Ball on the 47-yard line. Clock at 3:50. Stopped as a result of out of bounds. Davis drops back, looks over his right, throws. Juggled. Incomplete. 3rd and 8. Nice defense. Number 6. First time we've called his name. That's Mark Loveland.
That is the backup from the
backup of the backup
from the corner that got hurt earlier.
Absolutely. Landis Durham re-enters the ball game now. Nice to see that he got a breather and they were able to hold him. 10-9 your score. Clock stopped as a result of the incompletion. 3:45 left to go in this half.
Panthers need to stop here to try to get that ball back and get it into the end zone before the half.
3 receivers to the bottom of the field. Ball on the far hash. Davis in an empty backfield, drops back, looking across the middle. Being pursued, rolling right now. Now throws across the middle.
It's going to be short of the first down.
They're going to give him the catch. Hard to see there. He's going to be 2 yards short. Spotted at the 41. They've got to make the 39. 3:37. 4th and 2.
Bit of a decision here for Coach Johnson. Doesn't look like he's given a decision at all.
No. I mean, you know, you're on the Panther side of the field, 4th and 2.
Oh.
We are fortunate we didn't get an offside.
He must have a really hard count because that's the 3rd or 4th time that we've gotten back each time.
A la Brett Favre.
Yeah.
This time they snap, sweep to the right. Now we'll throw out the right flats. It's caught on the 45, the 35, down to the 33-yard line. So on a 4th and 2, they roll right, throw right, pick up 7. 1st and 10, ball on the 33.
Just a good catch and throw there. That route hard to defend.
Hard to defend when you've got a quarterback that primarily runs the football. You've got to honor that. Empty backfield again for Davis. You've got kind of a short slot bunch set over there on the short side of the field. The ball on the far hash, 3 receivers on that side too. Now they'll bring him in motion as the slot back moves over to the wide side of the field. Davis drops back, looking over the middle, flushed out of the pocket, throws the ball up and out.
Good pressure there by the defense.
Ball thrown away. Live to play another day. Did that rhyme?
Yeah, it did rhyme.
Thank you.
A smart play there by Logan Davis to get rid of the ball and, like you said, live to play another day.
2nd and 10, 3:25 left to go in this half. Flower Mound hanging on to a 1-point lead but threatening. Ball on the 33-yard line. Empty backfield again for Davis, as we've seen pretty much all night. Short motion across the field into the bunch set. Davis looks right now. He keeps it on the draw. Snuffed out, loses 3.
Anthony Hines having a heck of a first half.
Absolutely. You know, at halftime, when you guys run over the numbers, I'll be surprised to see exactly how many carries and for positive yardage that Logan Davis has. Now we've got a timeout on the part of the Panthers. They're going to try to slow this clock down with 3:05 left to go in this half. Flower Mound 10, Plano East 9. We'll be back on Champion Sports Radio right after this.
Experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, gunk, is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
This program is produced and broadcast with the permission of and authorization from the Plano Independent School District. It is under the direction of and is copywritten by Sports Sounds Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, including any or all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Sports Sounds Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Sports Sounds Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com. This is a Sports Sounds Radio presentation.
Oh, no. I do know that one. I can stand in about 3 more seconds of that.
That's pain.
I'm teasing. 3rd and 13. Ball on the 36-yard line. Line to make is the 23. Davis draws straight back, now flushed out on his left side. He's going to keep this ball. He's cutting back. He's going to just fall to the turf at the 36. All of that for nothing.
And
actually a loss of a yard.
Reuben Donald came out from coverage. Looked like Davis was going to have a little bit of room there, and then Donald just came up and just took away that room pretty quick.
Davis stayed inbound, wisely so, chewing up as much of the clock as he can. 24 seconds left to go on the play clock. 2:37 left to go on the game clock. Plano East trailing by a score of 10-9.
Need a stop here.
Davis will reset. Ball on the left hash. 3 receivers to the wide side of the field on the right. 2 receivers to the bottom. Empty backfield for Davis. Now we've got movement in the offensive line for Flower Mound. Stops the clock nicely and brings them back 5 yards.
It's best of both worlds there. You get a little bit of field position back, and you also get a free timeout.
And the Jaguars now will send on their punt team. They will no doubt try to kick this into the coffin corner. Trying to do that for the Jaguars is number 36, Josh Grant. He's standing back on his 45-yard line. The line of scrimmage is the 42.
Kicking into the wind still.
We've had one punt blocked already. Let's see if the Panthers decide to put on the rush. Does not look like it.
They're going to play it safe here.
A little bit of a rugby-style kick over on the right side. Hits on the 8. Rolls into the end zone for the touchback. With 2:09 left to go, the Plano East Panthers will take over 1st and 10 from their 20-yard line.
This is what Friday Night Football is all about right here. 2 minutes, 9 seconds left in the half. You got 80 yards to go and scored a touchdown.
We had 51 the other night and moved it down to the 1-foot line rather quickly.
It's been a little bit harder throwing the ball here tonight. Flower Mound's been pretty good on their defense.
Hunter back in the game, and Miklo Smalls will be your quarterback. Remember, we do have the win. 2 receivers at the bottom, 1 at the top. They handed Hunter around the right side. He cuts back. Now he's reversed his field. If he can get a block, he's across the 30. He's still on his feet at the 40. He's on the 50. It's a foot race now. The 40 breaks the tackle down to the 39. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds to 41. How about that?
He definitely has some wheels. My goodness.
Yeah, it was a really nice play. It was a designed run to the left. Flower Mound covered it really well. The young freshman came out, decided to cut it back to the right, found some room, got a couple of blocks. Really nice game.
It was almost like he was playing Madden out there, switching fields like that.
Yeah, he's running like he doesn't want to be tackled. Here we go. Hunter back in the backfield with Smalls. Buchanan's the H-back. Now they get to him on the lead up the middle. A little bit tougher going there. He picks up 2. Brings the ball to the 39-yard line. 1:35 left to go, clock rolling.
One of the things I've noticed here is that Trey Hunter has been able to get the majority of his yards running to the outside. Anytime he's run up the middle, it's been a little bit tougher going.
Yes, it has. Well, we talked about that earlier. It's tough to get a size on him, but he looks just a little bit smaller. Omatosho and Powell on the right side. Now they're headed around the left side to Hunter. He's going to pick up the first down. He's still on his feet. He's across the 25, pushing one man all the way down to the 18-yard line. Clock will stop with 1:08. That young man
showing some tough running there as he lowered his shoulder into that defender.
He didn't look too small on that play.
The original contact was made on the 25, and he pushed that young man back 6 yards to get all the way to the 19. Clock now moving once they have set the chains. It's 1:02 to roll inside a minute. Smalls, your quarterback. Hunter, your running back. This time they'll hand it to Hunter around the right side. He cuts up, then hit hard immediately.
They're going to say that.
They're going to say he was down.
Yeah.
And it's going to bring up a second down. He picks up a hard 3.
He's going to come up limping a little bit.
And he's going to give he's got
a well-deserved breather.
Absolutely. You got to check his shoulder pads and things and make sure everything is still there. 32 seconds and running. 2 receivers to either side. Miklo Smalls is your quarterback. He will drop back looking over the middle. He's got a man, Omatosho, wide and high. 3rd now and 7.
Omatosho running the post play or post pattern there. He was a little bit open, just really good defense there by the Jaguars to close down that open field.
Number 83 for the Panthers, Tim Wilson. Wide right, Buchanan's in the ballgame now. Deontay Powell's in at running back, 2 receivers at the bottom. They'll hand the ball to Powell around the left side. He's hit and dropped immediately. Going to bring up a 4th and 9 from the 19 with 16 seconds. Plano East Panthers have called timeout. We'll see what they want to do.
Going to bring up a...
Right after this, we're going to pay a few bills. You're listening to Champion Sports Radio, brought to you by Sports Sounds.
When they study our civilization 2,000 years from now, there will only be 3 things that Americans will be known for: the Constitution, baseball, and jazz music. GDYO's Jazz Institute provides young musicians in North Texas the opportunity to learn what it means to be a jazz musician through weekly technique classes and combo rehearsals with professional jazz musicians. From the first note to the final round of applause, GDYO Jazz Institute concerts will amaze and delight both hardcore jazz cats and new fans alike. Learn more about the truly original American art form through the GDYO Jazz Institute. Online at GDYO.
All right, folks, we're back. 16 seconds left to go. A 37-yard field goal attempted by the Panthers. High snap, kicks up. It's on its way. It is good. There you go. Hey, how about that, Mr. Matson? Get on the board. 12-10. Panthers take the lead for the first time. Flags come out. Things are happening. Yay, football.
That was a really nice play there by Henry Matson. He got the ball up, made up for that blocked point after a touchdown, and gives Plano East the lead.
Great job by the holder there, as that snap was a little high with the wet football. Really, really good concentration by the holder to get that down.
Who is the holder? Is it? It's Miklo Smalls, isn't it?
It is still Miklo Smalls. You are correct.
Showing those quarterback hands.
Absolutely. So it takes him on a nice drive. A lot of that on the legs of the freshman Hunter.
8 carries for 81 yards tonight.
That's like 10 yards a carry?
That is. On that drive alone, he had 3 for 58.
That's good,
That's
right?
good math.
Okay, good. But, I mean, that's also good yardage.
Oh, yes. Excellent yardage. Anytime you can gain over 8 yards per carry, you're doing something.
So what's been a seesaw battle all night with 11 seconds to go in this half, your Panthers have taken the lead for the first time, 12-10. The last time we had the win, we elected to kick it deep. We'll see what Matson does here. He's got to be excited after that field goal. He kicks it deep. That ball is going to be fielded at the 3-yard line. Number 31, Devin Coleman, takes one lick, then dropped with 4 seconds left on the 8-yard line.
The Gunners running with a purpose for Plano East.
I will tell you this. I don't know if it's the cooler weather or it's the fact that it's a district ball game, but they are laying the leather out there.
They are bringing the wood.
Even though there is no more leather to be laid, that's a reference to back when they had leather helmets, which for all of you listening at home is
George
before
Clooney,
I
right?
played. Yes, that was it. That's when they were invented.
Guys, stick around during the halftime show because we are going to talk about Plano East defense and Logan Davis in particular, how they were able to contain him in the first half.
We'll do that, and then we'll also hear from a representative from the Schraw Foundation, excuse me. All right, well, they're going to take a knee. That's going to run the clock out for the first half. Your score, Plano East Panthers 12, Flower Mound 10. We're going to pay a few bills, and then we're going to let Rick and Jeff tell us about the first half by the numbers. We'll be back on Champion Sports Radio, brought to you by Sports Sounds, right after this.
I'm in a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores, 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
All right, folks, we're back here at the Plano East Panthers versus the Flower Mound Jaguars. It is halftime. Plano East on top of Flower Mound, 12-10 here at the half. We want to get into a little bit of the game here, and we want to talk about the first half, what happened, what's going on as far as the stats, what the defense and the offense for both teams were able to do. So I'll go ahead and start it out. Last week, our colleagues over at our sister broadcast for Champion Sports Radio that cover Flower Mound told us that Flower Mound Jaguars quarterback Logan Davis was able to pretty much do whatever he wanted last week. He was running left, running right, passing the ball. Well, this week, the Plano East defense has been able to hold Logan Davis to just 9 completions on 17 attempts for only 107 yards. He does have a touchdown, but that huge interception set up a nice field position for the Panthers to give him a touchdown. Also, for the receiving team, they have been able to limit the amount of receptions that Flower Mound has been able to get. They did give up that one touchdown to Clayton Johnson. He does have 2 receptions for 56 yards to lead the Flower Mound Jaguars as far as receptions goes. But I want to pay particular attention to the rushing here. Logan Davis, the leading rusher last week for the Jaguars, 7 attempts. Jeff, he only is able to get -9 yards. That says a lot about the defense for the Panthers.
Yeah, they're putting the clamps on him, that's for sure.
So what? Give us a little bit of detail into what's going on in Plano East side of the stats.
Well, as offense, it's been a tough night for offense with the weather, the wind, the rain. But we have got a nice spark by Trace Hunter, who's had 8 carries for 81 yards. Three carries on that last drive for 58 yards.
That's almost 20 yards a carry.
It's been a tough night so far through the air as we've yet to complete a pass. We got 96 yards rushing on 20 carry, which is almost 5 yards a carry. It's just been a tough night for offense out there, Rick, with the weather.
Yeah, the wind is playing a little bit of havoc out there on these guys. So let's take a look at total yards for Flower Mound. They've got 134 total yards to Plano East 96. First downs, Plano is trailing Flower Mound 9-3 on the first downs. But like you were saying, you look at the rushing yards, 20 rushes with 96 yards for Plano East, 17 rushes, 3 less than Plano East, and they're only able to get 27 yards. Look at that average rush, Jeff. What is our average rush here?
1.5 yards a carry?
Yeah.
Nothing. They're just putting the clamps on them. Nothing on the ground for Flower Mound through the first half. And, of course, we got a big 58-yard interception by Reuben Donald, who made a hell of a play jumping up and getting that football as Logan Davis tried to lob it over to a wide-open receiver. And just a great individual effort by Reuben Donald there to pick it off and take it to the house.
You know, one of the things that I'm seeing here by Plano East here in the first half, they have a will to win. And I know we talk about that every week. But the thing that I consistently see every single play is heart. They run sideways. They run vertical. They chase down the quarterback. They are willing to put their body out there to do what they need to do to make the tackle. Have you been able to notice that tonight?
Yeah, definitely. They reflect their coach. Coach McCullough, he does everything to the extreme. You know, coaches football just every day, hour after hour. And the Plano East kids show it by playing through the whistle. All heart.
Well, what we're going to do here coming up next is we have a very special guest with us today. It's Karen Schraw. It's Zachary Schraw's mother. We're very, very fortunate to have her with us today, as we did bring you a little bit of the details on this on Zachary Schraw. So we have her coming up next. We do hope that you will tune into that, and we're very excited to have her. So let's go ahead and pay a couple of bills, and we'll get right back with you here on Plano East Football. We'll continue in a moment.
Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org.
All right, we're back at halftime. As Rick said, we have a very special guest, Miss Karen Schraw. And tonight, among a lot of things, the biggest thing going on is Living for Zachary. So I'll just ask you a little bit now about that foundation and what Living for Zachary is all about.
I started Living for Zachary in 2009, in June of 2009, and it was just 3 months after my son Zachary passed away from sudden cardiac arrest. He was actually practicing with the Plano East football team.
I see. So out on the practice field.
On the practice field, he collapsed, and, the coaches were there, the players were there, and it was a pretty traumatic event for our family and all the players and the teammates that were there. And we just started the organization first to raise awareness of sudden cardiac arrest.
Right.
And then we met up with the Heart Hospital Baylor Plano and started doing our heart screening program. And we've screened about 3,000 kids.
Oh, my.
Since that time, and it's just been 5 years. And I feel very fortunate and honored to be here tonight. And Coach McCullough and I actually graduated
You're
Plano
kidding.
East.
You look so much younger than he is. What's that secret all about?
Thank you. So we graduated together in 1986, so it's a pleasure to be here with him tonight and for the Plano East football team to honor Zachary with this red-out game. And one of the other things that we do with Living for Zachary is donate automated external defibrillators.
Yes, ma'am.
And we've donated over 100 back out into not only Texas but nationwide.
Right.
And we also do student scholarships, and we've donated we've given away $63,000 in scholarships in the last 5 years.
So you all are awfully busy as a foundation.
Yes, we are. And
tell me about the fundraising avenues that you have.
Our first event was our Heart Run, and we started that 5 years ago. And so we're approaching the 6th annual Living for Zachary Heartbeats Run, and it's October 25th, and it's out at Oak Point Preserve in Plano. And we raise money there. We encourage teams and a lot of school participation. It's an 80s theme this year, so we're doing. Yeah, it's going to be great.
It's kind of our era.
That's right. That's right.
Actually, it's your era. I'm a little before that.
So we're looking forward to some break dancers and some fun event, at the run.
Sure.
And we also have our Heartbeats Gala that's in February every year, which is also Heart Month and Zachary's birthday, and it's at the Anatole.
Oh, okay. So there are lots of different avenues people can contribute. Monetarily, but they can also volunteer for some of these events.
Oh, yes. We always have volunteer events, just like tonight's Red Out game is a volunteer opportunity. And you can visit our website and go to our volunteer programs and find out how to participate with Living for Zachary or donate to Living for Zachary. And our website is living4zachary.org.
Okay, good. And I'll ask you that again in a little bit later, mostly because I'm old and I'll forget.
Okay.
But our listeners need to hear that. It is, you expect at some point that you'll outlive your parents.
Right.
You hope that your spouse outlives you.
Right.
You don't expect to ever have to outlive one of your children. So I will say this: instead of turning that into a negative, you have gone forward with that foundation and really turned it into a positive, and that's an amazing testament to your character and strength.
Thank you.
And that's important. That you know that you turned, and it's certainly a tragic situation, but you have made so many positive things out of that. It's to be admired every step of the way.
Thank you so much. And, not only to raise awareness and to prevent this from happening, it just was a community that came together, and just so much love and support from all of Zachary's friends, his teammate, our family, everybody with the school district here in Plano. And I just can't tell you how great it was for our family, but also in return that we were able to give back in the community, and just, again, that support and the love that we felt over the last 5 years.
Well, the community and, your character, but also he must have been an outstanding young man.
Yes, he
to
was.
get people to come together. And now, am I correct that they've retired his jersey at Plano East?
They have, number 64. They retired that 5 years ago.
Oh, my.
So I was pretty honored to wear his number on the field tonight.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What an honor. You're the only one that will wear it on the field.
That's right.
Going forward. So that is a great thing.
Thank you.
Tell me what else that you have Coach McCullough, who you went to high school with.
Right.
Now he's back, leading your alma mater.
Right.
Tell me a little bit about what he's brought back to the school.
Oh my gosh, it's been amazing to have Joey here, and we're already planning our Plano East game, and all of us back in our black and gold to support him that night, and have a big group of alum that's coming back that night to support him. It's pretty crazy.
Good. Well,
we're excited.
I know he is. Everyone that I've talked to about Coach McCullough and his program, the one word that you keep hearing over and over and over is passion.
Oh, yeah.
And he seems to have a lot of that, and he's putting an exciting product out on the field.
He is. He sure is. And, again, just excited. We've donated to or awarded scholarships over to Plano West, where he was previously. And so he supported me year after year there with that football scholarship that we would give. And just so glad that he's here to be part of Plano East.
Back home,
part of what we're doing. And he's just shown, again, just so much support to us.
Tell me a little bit about the scholarship. How do kids apply for that? Do they go to the website, livingforzachary.org, or tell me a little bit about that?
They can go to their school counselors. We've reached out to all the school counselors in Collin County, and they have information about the scholarship program, or they can visit our website to learn more about that. The football scholarship that we do is actually the coach chooses that student, and it's a $1,000 scholarship, and that's for Plano East, Plano Senior High, and Plano West. And it's to a student that portrays the same traits that Zachary had: integrity, honesty, led by example, and just,
Now, how long have you all been doing that?
We've been doing that for 5 years.
5 years. So
yes.
Do those recipients come back and stay in touch?
They do. Yeah, they do. It's been really great. And we do one here, too, for Plano East, one of the trainers.
Oh, super.
And the trainers did a lot to help Zachary when he collapsed. And, I just feel it's really important to acknowledge what they do and their hard work as well.
Absolutely. And they don't get a lot of recognition. And sometime in the near future, I'm going to get a list of all of those.
Okay.
Looks like there's about 15 of them. And we'll make sure that we get them on the air.
That would be great.
Because as I tell them, every time we see a young man injured on the field, we're always concerned. But one of the things that I know is the advances in the training staff and the medical attention these young men receive almost immediately. It goes well beyond what I experienced in high school. We had one trainer and one assistant, and most of the time it was the biology teacher,
right,
who may or may not have had any experience in athletic training. So we're lucky to have that. So we're up 12-10. Living for Zachary. It's got to inspire those guys. What do you think in the second half?
Well, I think they're going to come back and win. They told me before the game when I was out there, each player came up and hugged me and said that they were playing for Zach tonight and they have the will to win.
Well, then I believe they will. You heard it there. Karen Sherrah called the win, and I believe that she will be correct. And I promise this, folks, she is not a person you'd want to let down. You'll do everything you can. Hey, give us the website again.
Okay, it's living4zachary.org.
Okay, and the next event is the running event that happens when?
October 25th.
October 25th. Living4Zachary.org. Pay attention to that. Get out and support it any way you can. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this. On short notice, I might add, by the way. She wasn't planning that when she came to the stadium, but with that smile, it's infectious. I've already decided I'll get on that website as soon as I get home. Thanks, Karen. Hey, we're going to pay a few bills. We'll be back. After that, we'll give a wrap-up and then an expectation of the second half. You're listening to Champion Sports Radio on Sports Sounds. We'll be back right after this.
Located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores, 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
All right, we're here to talk about a little bit of the second half for you. This is the Plano East Panthers versus the Flower Mound Jaguars broadcast on Champion Sports Radio, brought to you by Sports Sounds. Right now it is 12-10, the Panthers over the Flower Mound Jaguars, and we are going to talk a little bit about the keys to the second half. Jeff, fill us in on what you think the keys to the second half are for the Plano Panthers.
Well, Rick, I think I'd like to see a little bit what Trace Hunter has. I'd like to see him touch the ball a few more times, see if we can't get him in the open field, because he gets in the open field, you know as well as me, he's gone.
And you know, you're exactly right. And you notice whenever they run to the outside with him, the line is doing an excellent job of creating openings for him. And another thing I've noticed, the wide receivers are even blocking for him.
You know, with a guy that fast, you know, you don't have to get a great block. You just get a body on a guy, you know. You just get that split sec, get the body on the guy, he's gone. He's gone. You know, when you got a guy that can run 10-4, 10-5, 10-6, it makes blocking a little bit easier for those receivers.
All right, so for the defense for Plano East, it's important, in my mind, for them to come out and continue to have a good game. Other than the one touchdown, they stopped them at the goal line to keep them from scoring a touchdown early in the game after the fumble, the turnover for the Panthers. They stopped them to a field goal, and now they have had one big pass play that did lead to a touchdown. But I think it's important for the defense to come out and just really play hard-mouth, smash-mouth football.
Just keep pressuring Logan Davis. Just keep putting a body on him, you know, and we'll come out victorious in this second half.
Yes, and I think, you know, who was it that went out? Marquise Morrow, who left the game earlier. I think it's going to be Loveland who's going to come in and try to fill in.
Who did a great job, you know, filling in that first half. Had a couple of nice plays.
Yeah.
Hey, Rick, I'm going to go over those scores again.
Please.
Most of them are at halftime at the moment. It's Allen 20, McKinney Boyd 7. Plano still on top of Hebron, 21-7, and Marcus still getting the best of Louisville at 14-6 at the half.
So basically, we've got really good action all around the District 6A right now.
And I believe Plano West had the bye this evening, as one team will have a bye within a 9-team district.
So, with 7 minutes and 50 seconds left in the half, the bands are finishing up out here. And my assessment for tonight's first half of the game is a lot of energy on the field. You can tell by that powerful interview that we had from Kim Schraw during the halftime that the Panthers have decided that they were going to come out, play hard, give everything they had, and win, lose, or draw out here. I think you got to say that Plano East decided they were going to come out and lay everything on the line for Zach Schraw tonight.
Yeah, what an inspirational woman she is. We all can learn a little bit from her. Just her will to get the message out and to keep strong. What a wonderful woman she was. A pleasure meeting her.
Yeah, it's great. As a new father, I have a daughter who was just born a little bit over a week ago, and to imagine anything happening to her would just be devastating to me. And for her to be able to relive that moment every day, to talk about it, to be around it, is a very brave and noble decision on her part. And it's selfless as selfless can be. For her to decide that she is going to make this her life mission, to keep her son's spirit alive through the Zachary Schraw Foundation, is absolutely amazing. It's Living for Zachary. Please, if you have a chance, go to the website. The website again is living4zachary.org. So please, if you do have some time, go to the website, donate, get involved, whatever you feel you can do. It's very important to us as a broadcast team, as we're all deeply involved with the Plano East football program. We can see what it means to this team and to this area. So we do ask that you please pay a visit to that website. Once again, it's living4zachary.org. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a couple of minutes break, and we'll be right back here on Plano East football's coverage Champion Sports Radio's coverage of Plano East football will continue in a moment.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores, 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball, let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
back, halftime, Plano band on the field, and they're also having their feeder schools joining the band. And it's one of those few moments in high school where you see the band stretching from the 3-yard line to the 5-yard line. So if my math is correct, that's about 92 yards worth of band. And they have a bunch of them, and they've got about 80 yards worth of color guard. So lots going on here tonight at the redoutlivingorzachary.org. You've seen a host of people come in at running back to fill in for Jaquan Douglas. And sometimes you need a little extra help, Jeff.
None better than Trace Hunter.
Absolutely. I was about to say, and give a shameless plug, none better than EcoStaff. So whether it's extra help you need to complete the job or permanent employees, EcoStaff has you covered. From the executive level to skilled labor, from part-time to permanent, let EcoStaff give you the confidence to get the job done. With offices in Houston, Austin, San Antonio, and right here in the DFW Metroplex, we are staffing Texas one customer at a time. Give us a call, 214-347-7230, or call me personally. My name's Opie, 214-980-0149. Almost forgot my own number. And hey, the first caller to call in and correctly tell me where we work for will next week get a hamburger, courtesy of Jake's here in Plano. So text in 214-980-0149. And we'll get you that Jake's burger next week as we prepare for Plano West in the first district ball game. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Business at hand here.
That band sounds good.
Yes, they do. See, there's Spencer Davis Group. Give me some lovin'. We could do that as bump music. Let's get back to the 60s.
I do not see a kicker out there in the middle of them trying to kick field goals, though.
What was that? What game was that?
That was the Buccaneers, I believe.
That's right. They had a halftime show with the Buccaneers, and the kicker was trying to practice during the half.
Kicker, Graham Gano.
That was hilarious. He was pushing people. I believe it was a trumpet player, a trombone. He's pushing them out of the way.
That was the best one. He made sure he made it first, and then he gave him a little dance after he made it.
Yeah, well, it just goes to prove you there is no waiting for Gano.
You know?
The band is out here forming letters on the field.
That was crickets. Do you know what I was talking about? It's.
I think you went over Rick and I's head.
Yeah, it's a Broadway play, but before that, it
definitely
was
went over my head.
Called "Waiting for Godot," Godot. Little culture there, as the Plano East, as Rick so accurately pointed out in the EHS symbol.
It's actually EAST. They're saying East.
They are, aren't they? See, there you go. That's why I have young eyes up here in the booth.
I couldn't really see what it was at first either, but not that because the band wasn't doing a good job, just because I wasn't doing a very good job of looking at it.
So the clock is wound down. The band is exiting the field. Your Panthers up 12-10 on Flower Mound. Flower Mound deferred after winning the kickoff. And the Panthers elected to receive. So my guess is Flower Mound will choose to receive in the second half. And don't think that you can't kick off on both halves, because you can. When you defer, it simply means that you're waiting till the second half to exercise your decision on whether you want to kick or receive. And I have seen some teams, especially in
windy conditions
and inclement weather, elect to kick off. And OU, back when they were good, really good, and they're good now, but when they had really great defenses, if they won the toss, and this was before you could defer, they would elect to kick just because they were pretty sure they were going to get a 3-and-out on the other team, and they would win field position before they did anything else.
What school was that?
That was OU.
Oh. And it definitely assures that you go with the win in the fourth quarter too, right, Opie?
That is correct. Okay, guess who led us through the halftime sign? The fastest guy on the field, number 3, Trey Hunter.
And we talked about during the halftime show and when you were getting ready for the interview with Kim Schraw that we need to see a heavy dose of Trey Hunter here in the second half. Continue to run that ball. On 3 carries, he got 57 yards there towards the end of the half. If my math serves correct, that is almost 20 yards a carry. I think we're going to see a lot of him.
It's like 19. Exactly.
I said almost 20 yards
That's
a carry.
That's perfect. 20 is almost 19, or 19 is almost 20. I get confused, but we are correct. In one aspect, that's a lot of yards and impressive for a freshman. Now the second half is getting ready. The Flower Mound Jaguars are going to receive. Back deep for Flower Mound is number 3. We'll get his name in just a second. That is Clayton Johnson, number 3, back deep, and number 9, Aaron Epping, back deep for the Jaguars. Matson is our kicker, as he has been all season. Plano will start this half with the wind, but the wind hasn't died much, if any. Here is the kick, a low line drive kick, skipped through the hands of Epping, now picked up by Johnson on the 9, running wide across the 15, across the 20. He's got the sidelines to the 30, 35, pushed out of bounds at the 40-yard line, and we're fortunate there.
He had some room there to run, and we're really fortunate that he didn't take that all the way. It was the kicker that saved the touchdown.
Seems more times than not when a kick is, fumbled or like that or something, either a big play or a really bad play.
Yeah, sometimes you take your eye off of the football and you relax a little bit because it's fumbled and you forget to keep in your lane, and you're right, Jeff. All right, so here we go. Logan Davis, your quarterback, empty backfield to start again. 3 receivers wide. Davis will look rolling right, looking deep. Still on his feet. You got a flag down. Davis hesitates at the 40. Going to pick up 2, but you have a flag down thrown back behind the line of scrimmage. Usually indicates holding.
It's definitely a hold, Opie.
And the hold is the signal. Correctly called there, Mr. Rushing. That'll back him up 10. So it'll be 1st and 20 now. The ball will be spotted on the 31-yard line. Well covered on the back end, as Logan Davis had some time rolling around the left side, but could not find a receiver open. Then finally had to give in and keep the ball for that short game, negated by the penalty.
Marquise Morrow back in the game for the Panthers.
That's encouraging. Now we've got a bunch formation to the short side of the field. Logan Davis again in the empty backfield. Looks right, quarterback draw. Keeps up the middle, breaks a tackle. He's wide now. He's got it 40, the 50, the 40, the 30, the 25. Hit, knocked out of bounds at the 23-yard line for his first big run of the night.
That's actually the first time tonight he's going to go in positive yardage. Before that, he was in negative yardage for the night.
Yeah,
just a straight quarterback counter right there. And
42-yard run, taking the ball all the way down to the 24-yard line where they'll set up shop. Second half just underway. Plano East 12, Flower Mound 10. But the Jaguars are threatening with a 1st and 10 on the 23-yard line. Another bunch set for Davis, the exact same set they had. Trips to the bottom. Davis looks right, throws over the middle. Ball's tipped. Falls incomplete. Number 8, Reuben Donald, almost had his second pick of the night. 2nd and 10, ball on the 23-yard line, 10:54 and rolling. 42-yard run by Logan Davis brought the ball down here in flip field position. Jeff, that's something we've talked about all night, the ability for both teams to flip field position.
Yeah.
3 receivers at the bottom, 1 to the top, and then a short slot. Logan Davis looking right, looking over the middle, throws.
Dangerous throw there by the quarterback.
Ball falls incomplete, going to bring up a 3rd and 10.
Really good pass rush there by Plano East. Made him throw that ball quicker than he wanted to.
All right, big 3rd down and 10 coming up here. Let's see if the Panthers can get a nice stop here and try to force either a field goal or a 4th down conversion.
Johnson, Jeffries, and Epping at the bottom of the screen. Logan Davis at the top in the shotgun. Looks over to reset. Number 15, Chandler Claterball, also checked in this ball game. Here's a snap. Davis drops straight back, looking right, flushed out of the pocket now. Intercept. Oh, my. Pressure by Landis Durham caused Logan Davis to throw the ball early and threw it almost into the hands of number 8, Reuben Donald, which would have been his second interception, and he had a chance to take that to the house. But as it was, great pressure by Durham. 4th and 10.
That was really close to another pick six right there for Reuben Donald.
An ill-advised throw by Mr. Davis.
Yeah, that was a strange throw. What was he thinking,
he wanted to
Jeff?
get rid of it.
Yeah, I was thinking he didn't want to have the ball when Landis Durham was wrapped around him.
You would think that he would just throw it out of bounds, but he tried it. He made a real dangerous throw.
I'm not sure he could throw it out of bounds the way Durham had him blanketed. So here we go. Empty set, looking right. Davis flushes out his pocket, throws deep in the end zone, got a man out of bounds. And now the Plano Panthers survived that long run.
Another stand by the Plano East.
On the turnover of downs. They'll have the ball 1st and 10 on the 23-yard line. Coach McCullough talking to his offense for the first time, giving them last-minute instructions. 10:38 to go in this quarter. Plano up 12-10.
That's a perfect definition right here of bend but don't break defense.
Miklo Smalls will come in as your quarterback. Buchanan and Corbett as the upbacks. We'll call them upbacks. They're kind of in the slot. And Trey Hunter, number 3, the freshman. Flanks Miklo Smalls to his right. They'll give it to Hunter coming around the right side. Trying to find room, gives a little ground. Not able to turn the quarter. Drug down there. He's going to lose 2.
Couldn't quite get the corner there.
No, he had to give a little ground to get that as the
linebacker's widening out just a little bit.
Looks like there was a little bit of a halftime adjustment there on the defense. Like you said, the linebackers are playing a little bit wider here in the second half so far.
They're a little bit wider, and they may have adjusted to this young man's speed. 2 H-backs, Hunter to the left of Miklo Smalls. This time they hand it to him up the middle. He makes a couple guys miss. Loses his shoe, still on his feet. Down to the 40, down to the 42-yard line.
Nice stiff arm.
Can't go wide, you go up the middle.
Absolutely. And I was incorrect. It wasn't it was Hunter that lost his shoe.
Yes, it was.
Didn't slow him down much.
What a powerful run there.
He's got a lot of hope, this kid. I'm telling you what, he's got some talent.
For a freshman. 1st and 10, ball on the 42. Hunter now sitting in front of Miklo Smalls on his right-hand side. They'll hand the ball to him around the left. Now he cuts up. No fear. Picks up 5 on what looked like not much of a gain. And you look up and now he's moved the sticks 5 yards.
Planted that foot and headed upfield for a nice 5-yard gain.
Number 50, the center, Cordell. Dane Cordell helped pick the freshman up. Said, get on back in the huddle. We're going to need you.
It's always promising when you can see a run, a young back not afraid to hit the hole hard.
Miklo Smalls, your quarterback. Buchanan and Corbett are the blocking backs. We'll call them that. Smalls drops back, throws over the middle. Got a man. It's Corbett. Ball in and out of his hands. He's hit hard in the back, and now it's picked off. Number 37 for the Flower Mound Marcus, Freddie Jackson.
He had it, but just a heck of a play. The safety hit him right in the back and just lost control of the football and landed right into his
he wasn't able to secure it. Took a big lick in the back. The ball popped up, and on the spot, Freddie Jackson picks that up.
Look what I found.
So now Marcus will reset with 9:18 left to go. Trailing by 2, 12-10. They hurry out on the field. It'll be 1st and 10. New running back in there for Marcus, Ryan Daly. Ball on the 32. Logan Davis in the backfield. Drops back, quarterback draw to the left. He's got room. He bounces around to the outside, across the 35, out to the 37.
There was a lot of room there on
that. They're going to give him the 39. Going to bring up a 2nd and 3 from the 39.
That's one of the things that I notice about this defense all the time. It looks like there's a lot of room, and then it closes almost immediately.
They're pretty quick on their feet. 2nd and 3. Ball on the 39. Line to make is the 42. 9-12 left to go in the third quarter. Davis drops the quarterback draw again on his right side. This time Pursuit's going to get him. He's going to get hit in the backfield and fall forward for no gain. Going to bring up a 3rd and 3.
It's going to be Austin Corbett and then also number 56, Trayvon Ransom in there on the quarterback sack.
Corbett is one of those players that doesn't come off the field. He's on all the special teams. He's the blocking back.
He's a tough-nosed kid. He definitely brings his lunch pail.
Absolutely. He's probably got like tuna fish sandwiches in it, too. 3rd and 3. The ball on the 39. Line that makes the 42. Davis drops back. Quarterback draw to the left side. He's got the first down and then some. Bounces outside. Done that a couple times this half. Going to be chased out of the bounds at the 46, but not before he got a first down.
Plano East brought the blitz there, and the quarterback picked the right hole.
You can tell here in this second half that Flower Mound has decided they are going to run the football.
And Mr. Davis is going to be the one to run it, primarily. Well, he has to be the one to run it. He's the only one in the backfield. 1st and 10, ball on the 46. 8:28, clock stopped as the result of the play. He was out of bounds at the 46. Again, 3 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. Davis fakes the quick throw, now throws over the middle. Got a man at the 40, down to the 33-yard line. That's number 4 for the Jaguars, Quentin Morris on his first catch of the night.
And, Jeff, what happens when you run the football a lot?
Sets up the pass.
That's right.
He faked a real nice pump fake to the bubble screen and hit the slant right there.
Which, if you're in an empty backfield, is as close as you can get to play action.
Yes. Freezes that safety.
A 27-yard pickup for Quentin Morris. 1st and 10, ball on the 31. This time they'll run the quarterback draw to the left side. Davis cuts it up the middle this time, picks up 5, gets down to the 26-yard line, 2nd and 5.
Some substitutions here for the Panthers with this long drive. Makes those defensive linemen get a little bit tired, get some fresh legs in there for the Panthers.
That has been a trademark of Coach Joey McCullough, of trying to rotate defensive linemen in. And I will tell you this, it is much more taxing to play defense than it is offense.
Absolutely.
Now they'll flip the set with 2 receivers to the top. Boban is in, and we've got motion, a little bit of movement. Ryan Daly was the man in motion there. I didn't see who jumped.
Another guy may have moved, and you can't have 2 of them in motion.
No, cannot have 2 at once. That'll move it back to the 31-yard line. 2nd and 10 now, much more favorable than 2nd and 5 by like 5 yards.
Anyway, you add it up.
Anyway, Oklahoma math can even do that. 7-16 and counting. 12-10, Panthers on top. Jaguars threatening. Empty backfield. Davis standing on his 36. Drops straight back. Looks, those balls batted in the air. Almost caught. Almost tipped and caught. Number 2.
Whole slew of Panthers down there.
Michael Johnson batted it. Almost caught it.
Landis Durham in there.
Yes.
Nice play by Michael Johnson. I think he was actually the one that batted it and then almost intercepted it as well.
Absolutely. You bring up 3rd and 10, ball on the 31-yard line.
They made a 3rd and 4th down stand from this almost exact area last drive for Flower Mound. Let's see if they can do it again.
They'll try that with Daly in the short slot to the left, 2 receivers to either side. Logan Davis again sends on his 36. Quick throw out of the left flats. It's caught. Makes a man miss. He's going to get the first down. He's down the sidelines all the way down inside the 20 to the 16, so 3rd and 10. Not that big a deal when you can do that. And we had that covered pretty well.
Yep,
but number 19, that is Nick Ryan, showed some nimble moves to take that ball all the way down to the 15-yard line, 1st and 10.
Really good individual effort there by the receiver. Made the guy miss and got it upfield for the first down.
You know, Galen Hall used to say, the running back coach at OU, when it's one-on-one, we're supposed to win. And at that time, he had one-on-one, and the offensive player did win. Davis setting in his 20-yard line in the shotgun, as he has been all night. Looking right, quarterback draw up the middle. This time.
Guess who?
Austin Corbett. We'll call his name all night. He's everywhere.
Austin Corbett in number 2, Michael Johnson. Loss of 3. Ball back to the 18-yard line. 1st and 13, 6:35 and rolling in the 3rd quarter. So the 3rd quarter already looks to be a little bit quicker pace than our 2nd quarter.
Well, for the first half, to get to the 3rd quarter was 2 hours from the start of the game.
Oh, my. Shotgun, 2 receivers to either side. Davis looks left, throws deep into the end zone. Got a man. Touchdown. Number 22. That is Chris Boban, who snuck out of the backfield. Caught the flag route.
Got the flag route. Really nice pass there by Logan Davis. He put some extra air under that into that wind.
Yeah, it was a nice touch. Throwing to the back right pylon. Just a really good throw and catch there by the Flower Mound.
6:13 left to go in the third quarter. Flower Mound now takes a 16-12 lead. We'll see what the extra point brings. Richard Kelly is the kicker. Snaps down, holds good, kicks up. It is good. Now your score with 6:13 left to go in the third quarter. Flower Mound 17, Plano East 12. You're listening to Champion Sports Radio, brought to you by Sports Sounds. We'll be back in just a moment.
Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShopboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child.
All right, folks, we're back. Jeff will recap the scoring drive for us here in just a minute. But the score is 17-12 with 6:13 left to go in the third quarter. Flyman Marcus ahead. High kick, caught up in the wind. Fielded by Zadok Wilson at his 30. Makes a move up the field, going to get to the 35-yard line. Well covered there by the Jaguars. Tell us about that last drive.
That was a 9-play drive covering 68 yards with an 18-yard pass from Logan Davis to Andrew Bullard for the touchdown to bring the score to 17-12 Flower Mound over your Plano East Panthers.
On a 3rd and 13, I believe, wasn't it?
It was second and 13.
There you go.
But, yeah, it's
and now we're seeing something a little different. It looks like Coach McCullough has elected to go with Miklo Smalls for the rest of this ballgame. Number 7, Deontay Powell is checked in at running back. So they're not alternating like they were. Powell gets the ball around the left side, cuts up the middle, makes a man miss, gets all the way down to the 42-yard line. Nice pickup of 7 yards.
Got to stay patient here if you're the Plano East Panthers. You got a lot of time left in this game. You got a really good running game. Stick to what works here.
Yes, dance with the ones that brung you, in the immortal words of who?
I have no idea.
Oh, my. Come on, Bum Phillips. And Darryl Roy.
God rest his soul.
Miklo Smalls on the zone read. Makes a man miss, but struggles to get back to the line of scrimmage. Brings up 3rd and 3 on the 47. Both of them.
They both said that?
Yes. Darryl Roy said it first, but then Bum Phillips inherited.
What was it again?
Dance with the one that brung you.
Okay.
Meaning if you're running the ball all night and having success, keep running it.
Right.
Maybe Earl Campbell?
That was him. Miklo Smalls in the quarterback position. Deontay Powell in the backfield. They handed him around the left side. Bounces around, still on his feet. Good second and
what a
third
great
effort.
second effort.
They're going to mark him out of bounds at the 47, but that's the first down plus 1.
Really big first down there, Opie.
Yes, this is a drive they need to answer. Like Jeff said, stay patient, but you need to answer.
You got to answer the Flower Mound touchdown.
Inside of 5 minutes now, 4:48. East trails 12-17. Hand the ball to Powell. No, Miklo Smalls keeps it up the middle on the zone read. Got a flag. He's going to pick up the first down, but I don't think it's going to stand, boys.
That's unfortunate because Miklo Smalls made the perfect decision there on the option read. There was a lot of coverage to the outside. He kept the ball up the middle, but it is going to come back holding on the East Panthers.
They're going to mark 10 yards off from the 50, so the result is not as bad as it could be. Bring up a 1st and 15 instead of a 1st and 20. Ball's going to be back inside the Panther territory to the 40. The line to make for the first down is the Flower Mound Marcus 43. So it's 1st and 17. Deontay Powell still in the backfield with Miklo Smalls. This time he's going to be about a yard behind him. Buchanan and Corbett up back. Smalls rolls right, looking right. Shows pass but keeps the run. Runs out of bounds. Picks up 6 yards. Give him 5 yards. Going to bring up a 2nd and 12 now. Ball resting squarely on the 45-yard line. As our freshman Trey Hunter checks back to the ball game, we'll see who he replaces. And it's number 7, Deontay Powell. So 2nd and 12, ball on the 45. Any guesses on who gets the ball here?
I got a good guess.
Got to go with number 3.
There you go. It's consensus across the board. 2 out of 3 said number 3 is the answer. Trey Hunter, the freshman, is in the backfield with Miklo Smalls. Now Smalls will keep it on the zone read. He cuts up the field. He's got room. Nice blocking. He's across the 50.
Nice move.
Picks up a block there inside the 35 to the 33.
That's going to be a hit out of bounds right there.
And we have a little bit of laundry.
Late hit out of bounds is what it looked like, Opie.
I'm hoping that's what it is. Tack on an extra 15 on already what was a great run.
They used Hunter as a decoy there.
They did, didn't they? So the consensus was wrong. I said 2 out of 3.
Defense really over
You guys picked 3. I picked Miklo Smalls.
And stick with us next week as we bring you Opie's Hoping.
Yes. And now we see the big penalty marked off. Going to move the ball well inside the 20-yard line to the 18.
And they're driving here.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I was just saying that we're driving here. This is what we were looking for.
Hunter in the backfield to Miklo Smalls left. Buchanan and Corbett the blocking backs. This time they'll give it to Hunter around the right side. Runs into a little stiff opposition there. Picks up 2 yards. That freshman might learn to not run exactly into the linebacker.
Couldn't dance around that big boy.
No, he could not. 3:52 left to go in the third quarter. We're trailing by 5, but we're on the move. 2nd and 8, ball on the 16-yard line. Line to make is the 8. Hunter remains in the ballgame, but this time he's about a step in front of Miklo Smalls. They'll hand it to Hunter around the left side. It gives the man a juke, gets the corner. Now cuts it back up, still on his feet. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage. I think they were waiting on that.
They were waiting on that one. Tried an inside-out move, and just really good pursuit by the linebackers there for Flower Mound.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd, and we're going to give him an 8. 3rd and 8.
Do still have one-on-one down here at the bottom with Omatosho. Has yet to catch a pass tonight.
Have we completed a pass?
We have not completed the pass yet.
Okay. We'll see what happens here. Hunter in the backfield. Miklo Smalls is your quarterback. Now they'll give the play action to Smalls. He's looking on the field. He's got time. That's going to be flushed out of the pocket to his right. He's running to the right. Still on his feet. Going to pick it up, run all the way. Going to get down the 10-yard line. Big block.
Corbett with a peel-back block.
That young man will feel that in the morning when he wakes up.
Pretty nice play there, Miklo Smalls, to bring up a 4th and 2. Was in jail and used his athletic speed to get 6-7 yards there.
Yeah, he needed 8. He got 6. Needs 2. 4th and 2. Ball on the 10-yard line. Need to make the 8.
With all the action they've been doing with that option to the runs to the outside, I really would like to see a fake option pass here to set up. I think it would be set up nicely with all these option runs.
Hunter to the left. Miklo Smalls is your your quarterback. Headed off to Hunter. He breaks it around. He makes a man miss. Cuts inside just enough to get to the 7-yard line. Going to get it by a yard. And, folks, we do have a winner. Whoever's phone number is 214-513-5102. Please text me back your name. We'll announce it on the air. Congratulations, you got a burger on us.
Nice. Your
Proof
advertising's
positive,
working.
We have one listener. 1st and 10. Ball on the 7-yard line now. Nice pickup by Hunter. Freshman getting a lot of action. This time Miklo Smalls will keep it up the middle. Cuts back at his 5. He's going to pick up a yard. Stop short of the 5.
Got to be thinking ball security here. Want to definitely keep that ball secure and don't take too many risks here this close to the end zone.
Absolutely. Not at all. 1 minute 50. Sorry, folks. The cord came out of my microphone there. Hand off to Hunter up the middle. He's going to find tough sledding. He's going to get inside the 5 to the 4. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and 4. Clock start at 1:28. Sorry. Miklo Smalls is your quarterback. Hunter is your running back. It is 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line. Clock at 1:15, 1:14.
Whole lot of options here.
There are. Everything in the playbook still alive. Buchanan and Corbett in the backfield. Miklo Smalls is going to keep it up the middle. He's going to get down to the 2-yard line. Going to bring up a 4th and 2 now. 4th and goal from the 2.
It's a big decision here for Coach with a whole quarter left in the ball game. What would you guys do? Go for the touchdown or kick the field goal?
Well, it looks like
I think you got to go here.
What I do, I think Coach McCullough is the one that is going to call timeout. So we're going to pay a few bills. We'll be back after this. He'll think about it.
He said that when they study our civilization 2,000 years from now, there will only be 3 things that Americans will be known for: the Constitution, baseball, and jazz music. GDYO's Jazz Institute provides young musicians in North Texas the opportunity to learn what it means to be a jazz musician through weekly technique classes and combo rehearsals with professional jazz musicians. From the first note to the final round of applause, GDYO Jazz Institute concerts will amaze and delight both hardcore jazz cats and new fans alike. Learn more about the truly original American art form through the GDYO Jazz Institute. Online at gdyo.org/jazz.
Hey, football is my life.
What happens when you let the kids loose with the toys? We get whip 'em Gangnam style, or is that what that is?
This is not Gangnam style, no.
Pretty close.
Gingham style.
Football
All right, here we go.
life.
Big play, 4th and 2, 41 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. Panthers trail by 5. 4th and goal from the 2-yard line. Landis Durham in the backfield now with Miklo Smalls.
Come on, Panthers.
Buchanan blocking back over the guard. Hand off to Durham. He's going to pull his way into the end zone through 3 tacklers. Nobody wanted to get in front of him. And Plano has now taken the lead 18-17. And we'll see now if they elect to go for 2 points, because a 1-point lead does very little good.
I think you got to go for
the game. So now they're going to go for 2. They're going to keep their offense on the field.
Wow, he hits that hole hard.
He hit it hard. And he hit it with reckless abandon, and there wasn't a single player on Flower Mound Marcus that said, let's get in front of him. And I don't blame him.
I don't blame him either.
I would have let him score.
That's 6'3", 230 coming right at you.
They'll stay with the same set. Landis Durham on the left of Miklo Smalls. This time they need 3. Hand it to Durham again. He's going to hesitate. He's still pushing the pile. We're going to see where that ends up. We say we do give it straight. I'm going to tell you this. That was all on the legs of Landis Durham. He got hit at the 5 and just refused to go down, carried the pile and everybody else with him for the touchdown.
This huge Plano crowd on its feet.
And now, 36 seconds left to go. We got a ball game. Plano East 20, Flower Mound Marcus 17. We're going to be back right after this.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor.
And now, we're back. 36 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. Plano East on top now, 20-17. It looks like the rain has decided to join us once again.
When they said they were playing for Zachary Shaw out here tonight, they meant it.
Absolutely, and I can't say enough about the two running backs on that drive, actually three. Powell carried the ball and started it. Hunter came in and moved him down into range, and then it was Landis Durham, the A&M commit, who just willed his way into the end zone twice.
And some nice plays from the quarterback.
Absolutely, Miklo Smalls, who went back-to-back series, something we haven't seen all year. Here is the kick. It's a low-line drive. Fielded by Johnson in his end zone. He'll elect to take a knee there, bring the ball out to the 20. 35 seconds left to go in this, the third quarter. Plano East on top, 20-17.
Plano East with all the momentum right here. Let's see if the defense can get a 3-and-out here, get that football back.
Another turnover would be nice. We have 3 already. 1st and 10, the ball on the 20. The Jaguars get the play called from the sidelines, will run out to the field.
You got to think a 3-and-out would also be just as good as a turnover right here as well.
Absolutely. Ball on the near hash. Ball's actually set on the 25. My bad. I forgot in high school they moved it out to the 25. Logan Davis, quarterback, drops back looking over the middle. Throws quickly over the middle. Dropped there at the 40-yard line. Number 4 for the Jaguars, that is Quentin Morris, unable to handle that pass.
Landis Durham on the pressure there. Logan Davis was hearing the footsteps. Number 46, Durham coming in and just putting the pressure on Davis.
Clock stopped as a result of the incompletion. 30 seconds left to go in this quarter. 2nd and 10, ball on the 25. 4 receivers now, quads to the top of the screen. We haven't seen that set tonight. Quick throw, bubble screen out, caught in the flats, caught behind the line of scrimmage, falls forward for 3. Clock will run, bringing up a 3rd, and we're going to call it 8 from the, we'll call it 7 from the 28-yard line. Line to make is the 35.
I think they're going to let that
clock under 10. We may not get a playoff before this half.
I'll tell you who has come in second stringer and who's had a really good impact tonight. Loveland has come in. Mark Loveland, the senior, number 6, has come in and had a really, really good game. We've called his name quite a few times tonight, and just really impressive here what we're seeing from the senior tonight.
Yeah, the defense on the whole has played well. But let's do this. Let's hear from our sponsors, and we'll bring it back to finish this ballgame. Don't go anywhere. We have a game. We'll be back.
Located at 102 West Main Street in Allen has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Okay, folks, it's raining a little bit. The wind is still blowing about 19 to 20 miles an hour, but that has not kept the Plano East fans from being on the edge of their seats. We have a ball game, 20-17. Your Plano East Panthers on top of the Flower Mound Jaguars. Jaguars have the ball, 3rd and 7, ball on the 28. They will have the wind in this, the 4th quarter. Logan Davis in the shotgun. Short set to the near side of the field. Davis looks, bubble screen over. Boban gets it on the 30. Scoots back inside, gets across the 30 to 32. Going to leave him 3 yards short. It's going to be 4th down. Looks like the Marcus Jaguars will send their punting unit on.
Nice stop there by the Panthers after the touchdown. Now they get the
keep the momentum going.
Did they get 3-and-out on that one?
Yes, they did.
They're just as good as a turnover, 3-and-out.
Ball on the 32-yard line. Miklos Smalls back deep for Plano East, standing at his 31-yard line. Remember that they are punting with the wind. A little bit of a wobbly snap, no rush. High end-over-end kick. Smalls fields it, drops it, picks it up at the 20, makes a man miss, still on his feet, gets around to the 27-yard line where they'll take over 1st and 10, and Smalls will stay in the ballgame.
What do you think that means for Coach McCullough as he has gone out of the norm for the first 2.5 games of the season, and he is sticking with Smalls here for the rest of what appears to be the rest of the game?
Well, I think, as he said in his pregame interview, he looked for this game and was hoping to make a decision, just hadn't been able to make one. I think he's made a decision now, or at least
he's riding the hot hand right now.
Yes. And speaking of riding the hot hand, Trey Hunter will still be in the backfield again as Cameron Moore, a late substitution, comes in as a flanker. Miklos Smalls, your quarterback, hand off to Moore around the right side, hit and dropped almost immediately, no gain. 2nd and 10, ball on the 29.
Looks like we are going to get Austin Corbett here on the offense now.
Corbett will check in for Cameron Moore. Corbett is one of those guys that doesn't come off the field on the kickoff team, too, and he might have needed a little equipment adjustment. 2nd and 10, 10:45 and rolling. Ball on the 28-yard line. Corbett and Buchanan setting in the slots. This time, Miklos Smalls will keep it around the right side. Cuts up the middle. Makes two men miss. Spin move at the 35 across the 36. Nice run.
Good piece of running there by
Picks
Miklos
up
Smalls.
7. 3rd and 3. Ball on the 35.
I got to talk about an offensive lineman here. Bryson Royal, the junior offensive lineman, had an amazing block to spur that run there for Miklos Smalls. Just a real nice piece of blocking there by Royal.
Hunter, your running back. Short set. Hand the ball off to Hunter around the right side. Looking for the edge. Cuts it up. He's going to get the first down by about a yard, so he needed every inch of that. So it looks like the freshman knows where he is on the field and knows what he needs to do to move the chains.
Good, tough piece of running there to know where that first down marker was and stretch that ball across and get it.
Did you guys say that he was 14?
I heard that.
But to be out there with 18-year-olds at 14 is amazing to me.
It is. But don't quote me on that. I've been wrong before. It was in 67. I was in the 3rd grade. But anyway, enough of that. Hunter stays in the backfield. This time Miklos Smalls goes to pay action over the middle. The intended receiver was either Buchanan or number 83 Wilson, as Buchanan
could have been a defensive
shook up a little bit. But he'll get up and hurry back. You know what? That's a kid that wants to stay in the ball game.
He definitely does.
He got up before they sent somebody in and before the refs called timeout.
No, they looks like they are going to make him come out at least one play here.
Number 81 checks in for the Panthers. That is Carson Young, seeing his first action of the night. He's a sophomore that Coach McCullough is high on. Hunter in the backfield, kind of a pistol look. Hand the ball off to Hunter around the right side. He knives through this one, still on his feet, fighting. Going to bring up a 3rd and 6, ball on the 44-yard line. As that young man plays deeper into the night, it looks like he's gaining more confidence.
He does. He sure's got quick feet. Little water bug.
Big down here. If for nothing else, if we can get this first down, we take more time off of the clock. Clock will roll in under 9 minutes before Plano will snap the ball here. Play clock down to 10. You get a little nervous in high school about that. 8. Pistol formation. Here's a snap. Miklos Smalls keeps it, cuts around the right side. Still on his feet, but he's going to be about 2 yards short. He's going to pick up 2. Going to be 3 yards short of the first down.
Had the right play call there, just didn't quite get it.
And now the Panthers will send on the punting unit. They can actually run this clock in under 8 minutes, which is still a lot of time before they snap this.
This is interesting. Landis Durham is not going to come out on the punt team here. Number 83, that's going to be Tim Wilson, the junior wide receiver, is going to come out to punt.
End over end rugby style, fielded on the run. Ball's down the turf. It's a scrum for it.
It is loose.
Panthers say they have it. They're jumping up like they have it, but I'm not sure.
They got it.
And they do. The signal from the referees on the turnover. How about that? Going to move the chains, keep the ball down inside the 34-yard line. And if my math is correct, and it almost always is, That's the 5th turnover for tonight.
Yes.
And they're going to say Carson Young, the junior tight end, came up with the fumble recovery there at the 34-yard line.
Bit of a low punt.
Low end over end and fielded on the run, waist high. That's just a tough play to make.
Tough play to make.
So now, Hunter will come back in the ball. No, Devontae Powell will be the running back now. Miklo Small staying in at quarterback. Miklo Small's on the keeper around the right side. He's got the edge. He's around the 30. Cuts up inside the 25, but the dreaded flag comes in right behind him. Looks like a hold out there on the edge.
You're right, Opie. Anytime that referee throws a flag from the backside, it's almost always holding.
Going to negate a 9-yard pickup there by Miklo Smalls. Bringing the ball all the way back to the 41-yard line. Going to be 1st and 13 now. Excuse me, from 36. The 36-yard line. 1st and 13. The line to make is the 23. Thank you for pointing it out. Clock running, 7:40. A score here, I would feel much more comfortable. Deontay Powell, your running back. This time they hand it to Powell, tries to cut up, slips and falls, loses 4. Going to bring up 2nd and 17 now, ball on the 39.
Just got to stay calm here. The key for the Panthers is to just keep doing what works for them. Don't get too excited. Stay calm. There is still 7 minutes left in the game. Keep doing what you're doing.
Youngsters checking back in.
Yeah, Hunter, the freshman, is back in. Buchanan and Corbett up front. Omotosho and Sievert, the wideouts. Miklo Smalls drop straight back, looks to Omotosho. Fires quickly out into the right flats. It's overthrown. 3rd and 17. 6:55 left to go in this game. Panthers up by 3, 20-17.
Just hasn't been much there in the passing game for the Panthers tonight. Most of the offense, actually all of the offense, has been coming on the ground.
We did complete one pass. Austin Corbett caught that, took a lick, ball popped up, and it was intercepted. But we have been able to move the ball through the ground. Jeff, I'll let you tell us about that after this play. Hunter's the running back. Miklo Smalls keeps it around the right side, bounces out wide. He's across the 40, across the 35, lowers his head. They're going to actually spot him down at the 35. That's going to be 12 yards short. Going to bring up a 4th and 12. It looks like the Panthers are Landis Durham checked onto the field. Now he's back out. Looks like they're going to go for it here. 4th and 12, 6:24 and counting. 18 seconds on the play clock. If they want to, they can run this down to 6:06. It may be what they're going to do. They're looking at the clock. Play clock's down under 9. I'm anticipating a timeout here as the Panthers are not on the field. They'll let it run down, and now they'll call timeout.
Or they may take a delay of game. I didn't see a timeout called.
I didn't either. And so they had an official right there, although I haven't seen him call timeout.
They are going to take the delay of game. Give them a little bit more room for the punt. At least that's what I would think. If you take a delay of game, that gives yourself the ball instead of being on the 35. If the defense chooses to accept it, it would be on the 40. Give them a little bit of room. Let's see what happens here if they choose to accept it or not.
Landis Durham is your punter now. Ball on the 40. He'll be kicking into the wind. Clock stopped as it was wound down for the delay of game at 6 minutes. Nice snap, a little bit of a rugby-style punt, another end-over-end punt. This time it'll hit the ground and take a nice roll. Nice Plano Panther roll down to the 13-yard line.
Number 13 for Flower Mound just comes and falls on it for some reason.
So, 1st and 10, 5:50 left to go in this game.
Just give you a quick stat update on Trace Hunter. 19 carries for 123 yards tonight in his first varsity game.
Not a bad way to start.
6.5 yards per attempt.
Not bad at all. And he's done a little bit of everything. He's run wide, but he's also gained some tough yards up the middle.
Yes, he has.
We've had ourselves a real cat fight here tonight.
Yes, the claws have come out. Logan Davis, alone in the backfield, looks right, throws right on the bubble screen. Not able to come up with that ball out there on the top end of the field, number 24. That is Levi Strom gets in the ballgame for the first time.
May have been better off because we had two Panthers right there.
Yeah, number 8.
Reuben Donald.
Reuben Donald was on that. And we do have another winner for our Tex Toy burger. Proof positive we have at least 2 listeners. Nancy Banks. Congratulations.
All right, Nancy.
Davis back. Dropping over the middle. Looks. Now tucks. Flushed out to the left. Got room. Looks like he's going to throw it now. Chooses wisely to throw it away. Going to bring up 3rd and 10. A stop here would do wonders for me, boys.
Really big 3rd down here.
Did you guys see the speed by Michael McNair pursuing Davis on the outside there?
He did. Davis thought he was going to run that, and McNair, the pursuit of McNair stopped him from doing that. He just ended up having to throw the ball out of bounds as opposed to taking the loss. Throwing it out of bounds also stops the clock. Third and 10, 5:38. 2 receivers to either side, slot to the left. Davis drops back, looking over the middle, flushed out of the pocket, rolling hard. Now he's going to have to throw it away again. Well covered on the back end, so 2 consecutive plays, pressure got to him, and he had to throw the ball away.
He's outside the tackle box, so therefore the intentional grounding would not be thrown because he threw that almost at a cheerleader.
Well, the stunt by the defensive line there set that all up. Landis Durham all the way from the other side created the pressure, forced the quarterback to roll out to the right and throw it out of bounds.
Miklo Smalls standing at the 50-yard line awaiting this punt. In his end zone. Rugby-style punt. Smalls picks it up at the 47. He's across the 50. Looking for blockers. Gets down into the 40, 39-yard line. Pretty good field position.
Nice 13-yard return there for Miklo Smalls.
5:23. Clock will start once the chains are set. I'm sorry, change of possession. It will not start until the ball is snapped. Plano ahead, 20-17.
But they will be using every second of that play clock.
Absolutely. And with we've mentioned this before. The new 40-second rule allows you to burn a little bit more time off the clock than the old 25-second play clock. Hunter in the backfield with Smalls. Buchanan and Corbett are the blocking backs. Hand off to Hunter around the left side. He cuts up the middle, protects the ball wisely, falls forward, gets 6, gets 7. Going to bring up 2nd and 3 from the 33.
On his 20th carry of the night.
That young man is getting a nice introduction.
Whew. Can't imagine Tuesday morning he figured he was going to get 20 carries this evening.
No, he did not.
And
it will also make a nice combination with Jaquan Douglas.
Yes, it will.
Yes.
Let's don't forget about him. Miklo Smalls, as has been all second half, remains your quarterback. Hunter to his left. This time Smalls will keep it up the middle, looking for running room, bounces around the outside across the 30, picks up the first down, then hit out of bounds. And we have Laundry again.
It looks like it's going to be a late hit out of bounds. That'll be the second late hit out of bounds for Flower Mound tonight, if that's what the call is.
Well, and you see Coach McCullough out on the numbers in the most Christian of way, explaining to his kids to keep their composure. I believe it was Churchill who said, courage is keeping your composure when all those around you have lost their heads. I think that's what Coach McCullough is calling for, is a little courage.
Yeah, that was Churchill.
1st and 10, ball on the 14-yard line, so we can get a first down without giving a touchdown. Wilson and Omatosho, the 2 wideouts. Buchanan and Corbett, your blocking back. Hunter is your running back. Miklo Smalls is your quarterback. Miklo Smalls will keep it up the middle. Breaks the tackle line of scrimmage, still on his feet, fighting for extra yards. third effort, picks up 2 yards. You worry about losing the football when you get that kind of effort.
Just got a ball security. Keep the ball in play and try to hold on to it.
Tough running, though.
The official is signifying run the clock.
Yeah, the clock is not running.
The clock stopped at 4:26. They've got it now. But that cost us a couple of seconds anyway. Hunter in the backfield with Smalls. Corbett and Buchanan still set in the slots. Omatosho and Wilson are your wideouts. Ball resting on the 14-yard line. 13-yard line. Line to make is the 4. Letting the clock run down is Miklo Smalls. Inside of 8, 7. Here's a snap. Handing off to Hunter around the right side. He breaks up the middle. He's got inside the 10 down to the 6. Going to be 3rd and 1 now on the 6. We'll call it 3rd and 2. Line to make is the 4. Nice run by that little freshman.
Whew. Guys, we got to mention the offensive line. They wouldn't have been able to get all those yards on the ground if it wasn't for that offensive line.
Sarabia, Edgett, Royal, Ransom, and Cordell. 3rd and 2, ball on the 6-yard line.
Which
milking the clock for all we can. 3:20 and running. 6-second differential.
And nothing more an offensive lineman wants to do than run block.
That's
Absolutely
right.
not. Hunter is your back. Miklo Smalls your quarterback. Here's a snap. Smalls one hand, the catch wide. He busts up across the 5, gets the 4 on what could have been an errant snap. Shows his athletic ability by feeling it with one hand, plowing straight ahead to give us 1st and goal on the 4-yard line.
First down, Panthers.
Flower Mound with all 3 timeouts. Let's see if they may burn 1 or 2 here.
Well, a touchdown puts the game out of reach, theoretically. 22 seconds left on the play clock. 2:46 and rolling on the game clock. 1st and goal for your Panthers. Ball on the 4-yard line. Hunter in the backfield with Smalls. Again, Buchanan and Corbett doing the blocking up front. Miklo Smalls will keep it around the left side. He's got room. He's in. Touchdown, Plano Panthers. 26-17 now. Your score with 2:27 left. How about that run for that young man?
Nice quarterback keeper to the outside. Great blocking up front. Found him a little hole and snuck in inside the left hash for the touchdown.
We're awaiting the Matson kick now to go up by 10. Plano East Panthers on top, 26-17. Miklo Smalls is your holder. Matson is your kicker. Snaps down, the kick's up. It is good. 27-17, 2:27 left to go in this ball game. The first district ball game of the 2014 season for the Plano East Panthers. We'll be back right after this.
Here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, gunk, is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra.
All right, folks, 2:27 left to go. And what's been a heck of a ball game so far. Plano East on top, 27-17. Jeff, what about that last drive?
That was a 5-play drive, covering 40 yards, capped off by a 3-yard run by Miklo Smalls for the touchdown to put the Plano East Panthers up 27-17, looking for that first victory.
Matson has teed the ball up squarely on the X as he has all year. Flower Mound not too deep. The deep backs are on the 15-yard line. Here's a high kick held up by the wind, fielded on the run at the 20, fumbled again. Looks like the Marcus Jaguars have fallen on it this time. But, man, they are
that ball's
making some questionable decisions.
It's a slippery ball out there tonight.
It is, but I'll tell you something. It is hard to field a punt or a kick when you're on the run.
Especially when it's low like both of the last 2 kicks have been. It makes it very difficult.
2:21 left to go in this game. Ball is on the 29-yard line on the far hash. 1st and 10 for the Marcus Jaguars. Looks like the rain is still here with us. Not quite as heavy as it was earlier in the game, but don't kid yourself. It's slick out there. 2 receivers to either side. Logan Davis, your quarterback, drops back, looks right, now looks left, fires over the middle. It's caught at the 40.
They're going to say incomplete pass, actually. Ball came out.
Nice defense. That's just and that's Johnson down. Tell you what we're going to do, folks. We're going to keep it here for a second while they tend to that young man. Jeff, tell me about scores around the district. In just a minute.
Just a minute.
Sorry, I caught you off guard.
We got Allen took control of that ball game, leading 41-21. We got it fourth quarter. Plano with a 35-14 victory over Hebron. Bit of a shocker.
Yeah.
And Flower Mound Marcus 28, Louisville 6. That is a final. That's the scores for District 6-6A. And Plano West with a bye this evening. Next week's opponent for your Plano East Panthers.
Yes, and we're looking forward to seeing their running back. Although we've got some guys that can scoot ourselves. That'll be a great matchup.
Should be.
Also at the half, Brewer over in West Fort Worth was ahead of Burleson 27-0.
Wow.
Looks like Johnson is going to be let off the field. Slippery Rock also over the Citadel by a score of 3-0. And Lehigh over Colgate in a battle of minds, 7-4.
Elon
7-4.
Nipped Duquesne.
2 safeties.
28-7.
Sounds like a baseball.
1st and 10, ball on the 29-yard line. 2nd and 10, excuse me. Davis drops back, a little bit of a low snap, handles it well, flushed out of the pocket to the right, throws to the right.
Dangerous throw there to the outside.
And guess what? Reuben Donald is all over it. You know, he gets that first interception. Now all of a sudden he wants to be around the ball all the time. I don't blame him.
He's kind of like a shark. He gets that blood, and once you get that smell of blood, you want it again and again.
Plano East pass rushers just teeing off right now, knowing obvious passing down is a pass rusher's dream right here.
3rd and 10 now. Ball on the 29. Clock stopped as a result of the incomplete pass. 2:09 left to go in this ball game. 2 receivers to either side. Slot back to the left. Davis takes a snap, looking to his left. Flushed out, throws left, throws high. No. I'm sorry. Threw over one receiver.
Could have been intended for the other one and caught by him.
Either way, I thought it was caught, but it's going to bring up a 4th and 10.
Called him.
That was kind of a strange pass play. There were 2 receivers in the exact same area. Not sure if that's what they were meaning
like
to
it
do.
Just hit the ground on the replay.
There you go on the Vigi board. Just hit the ground. It's 2:01 left to go. Needless to say, if they don't convert here, this ball game is over. But we've seen them before get out of unfavorable down and distance. Davis takes the snap, rolling right immediately here. Sees a man in the flats, throws that ball's out of bounds. Caught by Miklo Smalls, one-handed on the sideline. How about that for an athlete? There you go, as the defense gets the high fives all the way around. The ball will turn over on downs. 1:54.
Flower Mound was still all 3 timeouts. Can't stop the clock 3 times.
Can't stop the clock, but it is 2-down territory. 2-score differential here.
Right.
So, I'm not sure that
it bodes well for your Plano East Panthers.
Yes.
And they have the ball at the Flower Mound 29-yard line.
Deontay Powell will check into the ballgame now at running back for the Panthers. Miklo Small, your quarterback, has been in the entire second half. A little bit of mix-up on the handoff. Smalls is going to run right, and you would like to have seen him stay in bounds. Yeah. As it was, he picks up 1, avoids the collision, but the clock stops. That only took 6 seconds. We need to take a little bit of confusion on the snap.
Little bit. Appeared one of them may have got missed signal on the play. One of them ran the wrong way.
See if we can keep the ball runner in bounds this time.
Let's keep the ball runner in bounds. Here we go. Powell, well, we kept him in bounds only because we fumbled the exchange. Miklo Smalls fell on it. We lose 7. Now Marcus will take their first time out. Flowerman will take their first time out. Ball resting on the 34. Need to make the 19. So if my math is correct, that's 15 yards.
That is 15
Timeout.
yards.
Marcus Jaguars. We're going to pay a few bills. We'll be back after this.
Place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are.
He shoots, he scores. 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting. It's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong.
Okay, we're back. Minute and 39. Clock stopped. Jaguars called timeout. Plano East up by 10, 27-17. Miklo Smalls is your quarterback. Hand the ball to Hunter. No, Smalls will keep it on the zone read. Cuts up the middle, gets a couple, but more importantly, hangs onto the football and does it while staying in bounds, forcing Flower Mound to call the second timeout of the half. So we'll let them discuss how they want to finish the last minute and 30 seconds of this ball game, and we'll use that time to pay a few bills.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are.
He shoots, he scores. 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting. It's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Hey, football is my life.
Okay, we're back. A minute and 30 is all that stands between us and the first victory for the Plano East Panthers. In a little bit of a victory formation now on this 4th and 13. The short punt formation actually is what they're going to do. Landis Durham just kicks the ball, kind of a pooch kick, hits on the 10. It will fall dead there. Minute and 24 left to go in this game. 1st and 10. Jaguars have it on the 17-yard line. Barring a tremendous finish by Flower Mound, East Panthers are about to get their first district win, which will tie them for the district lead.
Yes, it will.
4 district ball games tonight. 2 teams are going to be tied for first. 2 will be tied for third, and Plano West, who had the bye, will be in second place. Logan Davis, your quarterback, drops back on his 5-yard line. Now flushed out over the middle. Pressure, throws the ball wide right and out of bounds. Again, relentless pressure.
Very close to being grounding there.
We've seen a lot of throws out of bounds by Davis here in the second half. Just throwing it away because of the pressure.
Pressure definitely has him flustered.
Pressure burst pipes, in the mortal words of Freddie James. 2nd and 10, ball on the 17. Freddie, a longtime coach at Dallas Carter.
Not the lead singer of Queen?
No. Quick throw, bubble screen, out into the flats, incomplete. Stops the clock with a minute and 14. 3rd now and 10.
And you can
ball on the 17.
You can definitely tell that Davis has lost a little bit of his groove here. No pressure on that play and just overthrew the wide receiver.
If you face the kind of pressure that he has faced all day, it will begin to wear on you at some point. A minute and 14. 3rd and 10, ball on the 17. Davis again empty in the backfield. Here's a snap, drops back, looking over the middle. Now flush to the left, still looking, throws the ball to the left sidelines, caught. The near sidelines, going to pick up, they're going to give him 11 yards on that, going to bring the ball all the way out to the 28. it'll be enough for a first down, but as soon as that ball is set for play, the clock will start to roll. Davis drops back, looking over the left, throws deep, got a man on the deep sidelines.
Oh, they're going to
give him that catch.
That was...
It's an amazing grab. I wasn't sure that he was able to keep both feet in bounds. We won't have the opportunity to look at that. And if we do, I won't be able to tell on the big screen.
Is it both feet in high school or 1 foot?
It's just 1 foot.
Just one.
But I didn't see any of them.
I didn't see any of them either.
And the replay, he did.
There you go.
Spectacular play.
Davis standing on his 50, drops back, looks over the middle, bounces, throws the post pattern. Number 19 for the Jaguars, that's Nick Ryan making that catch.
Davis, with awkward throwing motion, he kind of just shot puts it, but he gets it there in a hurry.
He does. Clock at 43-42. Davis throws out in the right flats.
Too much of a hurry.
Reuben Donald was looking for the tackle and not the football as it sailed right by his face mask. Clock stops incomplete, 37 seconds. Flower Mound has one timeout left, trailing by 10. Ball on the 34-yard line. Number 4, Quentin Morris in the ballgame now for Marcus. Three receivers is top, 2 to the bottom, empty backfield. Davis, the quick throw over the middle, caught at the 27, breaks the tackle, still on his feet at the 30, on his feet at the 23, down to the 22-yard line with 29 ticks left on the clock. 1st and 10, no harm, no foul. This game's almost over.
Flowerman opted not to use their timeout there.
We're going to get caught. Did we call timeout? We called timeout before we got caught with 13 men on the field. So with 26 seconds left to go in this game, keep it here. We're going to pay some bills. We'll be right back.
Experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, Gunk, is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? As a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to be huddled around the TV? Would you like...
I don't want to be huddled around the TV. Let's huddle around the football. Here we go. We're going to huddle up with 3 receivers at the bottom, 2 to the top. Empty backfield for Logan Davis. Lannis Durham looks like he's ready to do a little disruption of his own. Davis drops back, looking over the middle, throws. In and out of the hands of the intended receiver, number 19. That is Nick Ryan. Clock stops now with 22 seconds. Down and distance stay the same at the 28-yard line. First down's not that important. They've got to get it in the end zone, then recover an onside kick, and at least get in field goal range in 22 seconds. I'm not sure that's possible. Empty backfield again. Davis drops back, looks over left, throws in the flats. It's caught. Ball dropped at the 15. If you're going to use your timeout, now's the time to do it because the clock is going to run. 14-13. They're not going to use their last timeout. Here we go. Fade pattern in the middle. It's going to be caught for a touchdown. With 3 seconds left on the clock, Flower Mound showing a little bit of gumption on their own. Score to bring this ball game to a 4-point difference. Will attempt the extra points and knock it down to a field goal. But with 3 seconds on the clock, I'm not sure you can kick it, recover it, and then kick a 60-yard field goal. Snaps down, kicks up, it's good. And for what promises to be the last commercial break of the night, while this game is still alive. We'll have it now. We'll be back right after this.
Shell experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Right. 3 days. Straight off the end. Not to hear that song again.
Back it up.
Okay, here we go. 3 seconds left. Marcus will attempt to recover this kick, but I do not think it's physically possible to recover it in less than 3 seconds, which gives you no time. And you can't advance a kick if you recover it. So this, by all means, should be the last play. Kick is up. It's fielded on the fly by Tim Wilson.
The clock never started.
Well, it actually doesn't start until the defense catches it, so that's the correct call. If the ball would have hit the ground, it would have started at that point.
Well, that doesn't matter. The game's over anyway. So,
Plano Panthers, for the first time, will be in the victory formation. Will go into the district now with a 1-0 record, tied for the lead with Allen.
Plano High.
Or Plano
Senior,
High.
And Plano Senior High.
Miko Smalls will let the clock run out, take a knee at the 40, and that'll do it, folks. Your score, the Plano East Panthers 27, Flower Mound Jaguars 24. Hey, we're going to pay some bills. We'll wrap it up by the numbers with Jeff and Rick right after this.
Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShopboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShockboxDFW.com today. ShockboxDFW.com.
all right, we're back. This is the post-game show of the Plano East Panthers over the Flower Mound Jaguars. Plano East on top, 27-24. Great game. Very powerful run-based offense for the Panthers tonight. Was just too much for the Jaguars defense to handle tonight. Lots of great runners tonight. We want to get to some of the stats for you, and then we're going to get out of here pretty quick, but we wanted to go over the Plano East stats, and we got Jeff Rushing is going to be bringing that for you tonight.
Yeah, thanks, Rick. What a ball game. What a rushing attack, especially in the second half for Plano East. The freshman, what can we say about the freshman? Just showing not only does he have speed, he has physical. He can run physical, runs tough inside, runs outside. The man pretty much did it all for a freshman. He had 21 carries for 137 yards in his first varsity game. What a remarkable first game for him.
Yeah, it was a really good game. You're exactly right.
Miklo Smalls, the quarterback, 21 carries, 74 yards. Not a lot of yards, but a lot of yards that counted. A lot of first down carries to keep the drives going. 3.5 yards a carry. And Landis Durham, he had 3 carries for 11 yards, but had that huge touchdown run. which that 3 yards was a nice 3-yard touchdown run.
It was a very, very needed play. The Panthers were trailing at the time whenever he scored the touchdown. It was 17-12.
17-12.
So he scored that touchdown, and they hit the extra point to give him a 19-17 lead. So on the Flower Mound side, Logan Davis comes in at completes 20 of his 45 passes for 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. I think the stats looked a little bit better than the actual game looked for him. Just a rough night trying to throw the football for him.
Yeah, turnovers was just huge tonight for Flower Mound, and Plano East forcing those turnovers was really key to the ball game.
Yeah. Now on the defensive side, my player of the game on the defensive side has to be Reuben Donald. He had an amazing night. He had a touchdown interception return for a touchdown, and he almost had another touchdown. We had a really good pass defense that he knocked down a play when Flower Mound was driving, which could have been a big drive for them.
Really played well. Also, Austin Corbett had a nice ball game. Had double-digit tackles, 3 tackles for loss. He had a nice ball game.
I agree with you. So what we want to do now is kind of give you a little bit of the team stats here for Plano East. I'm going to turn it over again to Jeff. He'll give you yards, first downs, and things of that nature.
Plano East, total of 222 yards tonight. We had 10 first downs, I believe 9 of those in the second half. We had 55 rushing attempts for 222 yards. That's 4 yards a carry. We were yet to complete a pass tonight. We were 0 for 10. He had that one pass over the middle to Corbett that the defender made a nice play that popped into his hand, into the defensive's hand.
One of the things that we saw tonight, Jeff, was Coach McCullough has decided that he is going to stick with Mikolo Smalls as the starting quarterback, which would appear to be for the rest of the season as long as Mikolo Smalls continues to play pretty well as he did tonight.
Yeah, he did tonight. You never know. Who knows what he wants to do from the week to week, what Miles does in practice, what Mikolo does in practice, but he definitely stuck with the hot hand tonight, and Mikolo had a nice ball game rushing the football.
And definitely whenever you can not complete a pass all night as Plano did and run the ball as effectively as you did, you have to give credit to the offensive line. Sarabia, Edgett, Cordell, Royal, and Ransom really played a great ball game tonight. They were the reason that they were able to find those holes and run up in against the defense tonight.
Absolutely. And offensive linemen, I tell you, they like to pass block, but they love to run block.
Well, so next week we look forward to the Plano West game. Plano East will play Plano West. Give us a couple of things that you're looking forward to next week versus Plano West.
Well, so far Plano West offensively is a really good offensive team. They have a running back. I don't want to butcher his name, but it's Soso Jamada, who last week had 31 carries for 484 yards. That's a lot of yards per carry.
Yeah, and another thing that we must say is Plano West did have a bye this week. They will be well rested. So we look forward to next week's game. We thank you so much for listening to tonight's broadcast of Plano East football versus Flower Mound. Once again, Plano East on top of Flower Mound 27-24. For Opie, Otten, and Jeff Rushing, I am Rick Folletti, and we bid you a good night.